Ugh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the SciCast, where people are tired, sleepy, and filters are coming off. Apparently. Wait, where'd
We're too
JC
on.
go?
He was
He's
never there.
gone. He's gone.
You gave him more time.
I was waiting for someone else to notice.
You didn't even look at the Discord call before you went live?
I was. You know what, Shadow? There's no excuse, but we're live now. Hi, how are you all doing today?
Fantastic. Tired but great.
Oh, tired but great. What about you, Corin? Oh, JC's back. JC, we're live. I didn't realize you got up.
We're live.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I feel so paid attention to.
I'm no. It's okay. JC, how are you?
Fine, I guess. Can everybody else recap everything they said since I was gone so I don't miss anything?
We just went live, and then I realized you were missing, and they made fun of me. So,
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
That tracks.
yeah. Corin, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I had D&D 3 days straight. I was on Greg Hansen's stream last night. For anybody who wants to go check that out.
Nice, nice.
It was a fun session.
Well, Brood, how are you?
Good day. How about you?
I can barely hear you since.
Oh.
Can you speak up a little?
Hello. No, it's no good.
Oh, hang on. For some reason, you're at 78. My audio. LOL. Alden.
I exist.
That's good. Tammer.
I'm continuing, I suppose.
Wow.
Tired.
Well,
He is here. That's what
He is
counts.
here.
He's
Yeah.
here.
oof. Well, so am I. As we all know, now that I've actually made a massive group text and announcement to the Westmarch thing that we're doing in the Discord, we are expanding our projects. Westmarch is coming soon. The week of 7/11 is when I will be ready to start. So if you guys, including the people watching either in the VOD or the stream, want to play with yours truly, or one of these fuckers, now's your chance. Okay. Who wants to give the
We are
recap of
fuckers.
what happened last time on City States of Klovisa, semicolon, dash, the God War?
Well, we got to the big pool with the primal in it.
True.
Ancho was preparing to do his kind of religious duty of jumping in when Fen just cannonballed, swam deep to the center, was given an option of answering a question that he always wanted, and barring throwing away any sort of mission critical question that we might need answered, asked about the moon, was given a weird answer and became a convert to the moon god, if there's such a thing exists.
The moon snake.
Moon snake.
Get
It's
it
a
right.
snake. Yeah. Come on, Tim.
Angelo was confronted with his primal, or at least the primal of that land, who took all the salt in his body and made the lake salty. We rested to get the ley line energy and our mojo back, and in the morning, a bunch of slugs came, and they were abhorred and disgusted by the salt water. And we fought them and wiped all of them out. So we're sitting there in this aftermath, and me and Antoine Thatch want to pull the corpse out from the lake.
Well, it's already sinking well beneath the waters. Before we move on, does anyone else want to add anything to this wonderful recap we just had?
Our heavy armor users have like half strapped on plates of armors that are useless.
Thatch
Alrighty.
is wearing his
I-
pants.
I-
I made
I
sure of
would-
it.
I was
Seems like-
informed that if we sleep on this ley line again, we'll explode. So that's where I'm at right now.
But that's what experimentation is for.
You really know that's...
I mean, what happens when a vampire explodes from ley line energy? That's a great
What
question.
happens if a vampire gets thrown into water?
Alright, so it sounds like our good old friend Terry, Fen, and Sever are arguing about the experimentations that may be done.
We
Who
gotta
is
go
helming
home.
the I am going to dive into the elemental pool of water to fish out half a carcass?
That
No,
would be
wait.
okay.
That already happened.
Nope.
No,
No,
It's
it
There's,
didn't.
Tank.
there's no water elemental looking at us right now that just pushed it out at the end of last session.
No.
Nope.
No.
Oh.
So Anchois does his
gaslighting?
water breathing.
Hang
Does his
on.
water breathing spell.
I
But-
have to
That's
ask.
the goal.
I'm so sorry. I do have to ask now because I've been made apparently clear that I am the gaslighter. So, the fact that so many people agreed with me just now threw me through a loop to the point where I don't know if we're all actively aligned to Sever. Sever, did the water elemental push it out?
Yes.
You
at the
no,
very
no,
end.
it
No.
didn't.
Hold on.
You
Oh,
just
no.
said
What?
it was going to next week. That's what
Oh.
you said. John.
What?
Okay.
He's
What?
alluded to
gaslighting
it.
himself.
We're firing
serious?
some neurons here,
Are you
okay?
serious? Oh well. I
Because
don't.
that sounded incredibly vaguely familiar. So, but everyone just like immediately agreed with me when I said no. I was a little concerned if this was like reverse gaslighting.
I mean, the elemental didn't even fucking fight the things. They just let it walk to him.
Okay.
Even when they were barfing into its lake, even though it appeared when we just tossed a drunk Fen in.
True. Okay.
I wasn't drunk yet.
Antoine, you are casting water breathing.
Yes. My daily morning ritual of casting that spell.
Okay.
Put it in the chat, of course.
That will, of course, take some time. Does anyone want to act with immediacy?
I mean, I think Thatch would actually put on the rest of his armor at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, Fenn's gonna try and find one of those colorful ostriches.
All right, Fen just starts waddling through the snow, barely clothed, just away from the combat entirely.
I'm gonna start looking through the leech parts and see if there's any like documents, especially on the intelligent-looking ones or around the tree, which probably
Yeah.
burnt. Documents or symbols or anything that's might be useful to identify who they're working for or magical items.
Thank you for saying that. We will do that. Terry, are you also putting on your armor?
Yes.
Okay. So everyone's doing something because Sever has to hide in a tree or under the ground.
Yeah.
Sever, you have never felt so close to total annihilation before. We're going to resolve things in the manner in which, or how quickly this will be expedited. So for the armor wearers, you're just going to do that. You'll probably finish around the same time water breathing gets on. So Coraline and Fen will resolve your stuff first. Coraline, much like many foul ones and verminous ones, these leeches, for the majority of them, begin to dissipate. Their bodies made of this weird black goop that begins to dissolve as soon as they're, well, we call them hit points because we're gamers, but their energy shields binding them to their forms are destroyed. Their particles go into the air and quickly fizzle away like wisps of soot on the air. However, the physical tree remains. The leeches that were covering it, giving it this black bark-looking appearance, do dissipate with its flaming death. I believe Antoine landing the killing blow with a firebolt?
Yeah. Fireball.
Fireball.
Upgraded one too.
So you are watching this just burning tree on fire. Ignited, smoldering away, billowing smoke upwards to the sky.
Even there were three
The big
special
leeches.
ones, right? The ones that spat acid.
Mhm.
They didn't look to have any sort of like clothing or weapons or anything, right? It was just bigger leeches.
Yeah, like a big weird worm leech. It was,
And the only one that looked kind of intelligent is the one that sank in the water, right?
indeed.
Okay.
Which, as Fen goes to chase down a thing that moves incredibly fast, and is much like a not ostrich, not an emu. What are the
Is it a chocobo?
cassowary? Yeah, cassowaries. I've said this to Temer before we even started. These cassowary birds are normally super aggressive, but these ones are incredibly skittish. So, Fen, what is your intention when chasing down one of these things?
On the off chance someone is watching me, I want to like use prestidigitation to make my hand glow and just like point toward it and act like I'm trademarking a name in Ugarestian for it.
What do you want to call these birds?
Fenis volans avis.
Jesus Christ, you had to make it Latin.
Yeah.
What would that translate to?
Fen's flightless bird.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice. Tamer, you will finish water breathing on anyone within 30 feet of you, so you can position yourself near the, armor wearers, I suppose, as everyone else is moving
armor
around.
wearers. Exactly, and probably Coraline, but
Yeah. Well, Sever's
Fen is
never
not
going to
in-
get in the
yeah,
water
Sever,
no matter
yeah.
what, so it doesn't
no
matter if
worries
he
for
has
that.
it. And Fen
Yeah,
will just
that's-
drown again. Who cares?
Yeah.
I have a SOS thing.
Okay. Sure.
Is the
You do
tree
need to watch out
in
for
the
you.
snow?
The tree is on this grass. It died where it died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna toss some snow onto it to try to put out the tree.
Does snow beat arcane fire?
Mm.
You know, it is magical snow. Yeah. You can start going around the process of trying to, like, put it out before the entire thing is just, well, burninated, I suppose. But during this time, just 5 minutes into the ritual, that half corpse, this elongated, mutated humanoid, whose lower half was a leech that has now been disintegrated, begins to slowly float back up at the top of the pool, as if its buoyancy had changed.
All right. If my water breathing spell has gone through, I would go and retrieve it. I'd swim over and just get it.
4 or 5 minutes later, when everyone's armored up and your spells have gone off, Coraline, roll me a 1d20. Let's see if you manage to put out the fire before everything of worth is just destroyed. Alright.
Nope.
That's a failure. At one point, you give up. The flames just caught on for too long, and if you had help, you just look at your friends who are
Busy.
Yeah, they're busy. You watch as the tree, likely having evidence of, how it was made, surely, going up in flames. Antoine starts to head over to the pool of water, and if you just lean over, grab its huge-ass arm, you can begin the hardy process of dragging it up. It is heavy. But you do have a Thatch and a Terry who should be done soon.
When it's on the coast, I want to check it if it has if it's disintegrating, if it has any identifying markers, or if it has anything on its person that I could identify it or where it came from. Do I recognize it?
Give me a medicine check, because this thing is horribly mutated. It has no clothing. So it's just completely nude from the waist up, since the waist below was a giant fucking leech monster. Let us interrogate.
Ooh.
What'd he roll, fellows?
22.
Nice.
Natural 18.
Very nice. Oh, wrong dice. Oh. This was once likely a female humanoid, Anchois. Her legs and body, or not her, well, her legs are gone. Her body has been horribly mutated. You can see the stretch marks of muscle groups, tendons that have been elongated, some of which have been fully replaced by leech-like tissue, but not a full living leech. You can use a knife or some sort of sharp object to peel away the skin. You can even look at the lower half where the intestine should be and see that this thing has been, for lack of a better word, cored out. This person doesn't have intestines, they don't have a stomach, they don't have livers, they don't even have lungs or anything like that. They have, like, the shell and muscle tissue of a humanoid, as well as some skeletal structure. They have a spine, but it is completely, like, flayed out, and it's almost as if, like, the nerves of a tooth are just open to the air, more so than a spinal column. This thing is an abomination of life. You can't help but wonder what sort of experience this thing must have been having to just exist.
And I don't have any clues. Doesn't like look particularly gaunt to be, I don't know, a clue to be a Thorazorian or something like this.
How would you tell?
Just basically they have no food. I would assume that
Like
Thorazorian people.
starving.
Well, it
Yeah,
has no
exactly.
stomach, so it cannot starve.
Yeah. It was turned at some point, but who knows when and where. Maybe someone who got to the swamp somehow. But this is no longer a human. Whatever it started out as.
John, did you describe its ears?
You look at its ears, Antoine, and you can tell that at one point this thing must have been some sort of Ulathaean descendant. Its ears are long, but they've been, like, cut prematurely. Maybe it was just to the fire, and since it's scalded over, and I believe you hit this thing with a couple fire bolts.
Fire.
And if it was in the water, you would have had to hit it in the, like, upper body. So maybe, like, you singed part of it, but it's like part of it has been dissolved. Just facial features are weird. It does have long, like, facial structure, but way more so than, like, Irithyll or someone from the, like, Ulathaeans nearby. And it's a size large person. This person is huge. They have long ass arms with multiple joint indentions. Yeah. Talon-like fingers.
Danafel was only described as the first of the Ulathaeans to become corrupted by the leech. So that does imply there would be more.
Angela, does this
Yes?
thing have a brain?
Crack it open.
Has a spine, or at least something what we consider a spine. The rest of the nervous system, we crack it open, crack it up the head, split it. Anyone has a sword?
Yeah. You guys
help.
can... I'll just stick with the 22 medicine check here. There's no reason not to, really. Antoine, with your careful orchestration and with Thatch's magical sword, or Terry's... I don't know what... No, you have a longsword too. You guys can slowly scalp open the top of the cranium, break open the skull, and find that this thing does not have one brain, but several small ones. It is mostly smooth and, like many brains, gelatinous. But it is not one from a humanoid for sure. This is like an organism onto itself, more so than like, well, a brain. Yeah.
Not much processing power here.
Angela, we should collect these and give them to the greater chemical.
You should give the corpse to the greater chemical, or at least portions of it. Well, I sample some of the... I take a finger,
Taste it.
I wrap it up, and I take a section of the brain,
Okay.
and I put that Oh,
Have any?
where? Yeah, where to put
where
that?
do you put that?
Do you think it's weird that the human part is staying, but all the lychee parts are just poof, gone?
I thought the whole thing was still there.
I
Yeah,
don't see
the
any
leech
leech
parts-
legs.
The leech part is gone.
dissolved. Okay.
Oh,
So it used to be kind of like a snake person, like a Medusa almost, where it would have like a snake body, but instead it was just a clinging leech thing. And that part's gone. Like, completely.
You have a place to store it, Angelo.
I have the finger of the leech maid, but not necessarily a someplace to store this section of the brain. Perhaps we should just keep the finger then.
I feel like these things will rot.
Patch will transfer all of his potions to his backpack, take the little pouch he has on his waist, and dump out the 120 tools books that he has, because they're not really worth anything. And he'll hand you the pouch and say, keep it in this. Better than nothing.
Wait, are the Tollspucks magic now that they've been on a ley line for a day?
Ooh,
Are they
John.
worth something for once?
I mean, there's 120 tools books on the ground next to me, and I'm going to walk away from them. If you want them, they're all yours. They
You could
could
give
be
them to
magic.
the elemental. Maybe you could bribe him.
You want to go to Tulst?
So I walk up to the shores, looking at the waters.
They are
Can I-
still.
They're still. There's no sign of the elemental.
Nope. Snow is accumulating on the top, not melting. From if you were not. No, I don't think it. No, it did snow last night, so there's a thin sheet above this water. Only the disturbing acts of these leeches has turned this thin film of snow into what you know to be the slushy pool of water.
Okay, turn to my group saying, I guess we'll have to find answers somewhere else.
Well, as far as answers, there's a few things we should do. One, somebody should go check on the boat. And we need to get Oscar the Grouch here. The Sever's in bad shape. Two, somebody should go to the West Bank and see if there are more leeches waiting on the other side of it, or if this was all of their forces.
We need to dig the gold back up.
Don't worry, the gold is safe where I put it. I'll go check on the boat and bring back the container.
I lean over to Antoine. I bet you she doesn't even remember where she put it.
I hold it down somewhere.
I will head. I will head to the somewhere. I will head to the West Bank, picking my way through the forest slowly, looking for leeches and see if I can get to a spot where I can see across the water. It's still daytime, right?
How healthy are you right now, Thatch?
I mean, I have 1 hit point, but I have my armor back on, and I have 21 temporary HP
Okay.
at this point, thanks to good old Terry's channel divinity.
Gotcha.
How long does that last?
Until I
Till long
complete a
rest.
long rest, or until
Okay.
I lose it. So
Perfect.
I'm
Or a short
22
rest.
health for a while.
Or a short rest.
Or a short
That
rest.
wipes it out too.
Does it?
Normally, yeah, unless yours says
Temp HP
otherwise.
is only long rest.
No,
The
short rest too.
Phantom Steed.
Yeah, that's just Phantom Steed over there.
Are you gonna hard cast it?
No, why bother?
Because you're on a very small island and you can cover 2,000 feet in 11 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be able to
Thatch,
walk
no
there and
worries.
back
Then
before
no
you cast
worries.
it.
Okay. Thatch, you start walking over there. Give me a perception check. As you do. Coraline, is anyone going with Coraline?
I am.
Okay. Fen goes. It might be hard to do a... There is a lip to this island, remember? So, like, moving the trash can up it alone would be difficult. Let's see that perception check. 11. Let's go to our map real quick. Let's go to the region map. Goodbye, island, you snowy son of a gun. You look out towards the western bank, not finding anything but these weird, mostly passive arcane feeders, Thatch. It's somewhat interesting as you peer over this great lake that you find yourself standing in the center of. It's cold, the wind bites into you, but you have Terry's magical shield guarding your body. You've never felt so close to truly dying in quite some time, you old man. But now, as you look out over the morning lake, you don't see any leeches in the water nor across to the other shore.
Seems like the force that gathered over there to the other side all came across, at least for now. Thatch thinks to himself as nobody walks with him. I will stay there for but a minute or so, scanning the area, looking for those little leech scouts that the boys told me they found when I was defending Updraft. If I don't see them,
Okay.
then I'm going to walk right back to camp. Because we need to get off this island and warn people about what's going on.
Sounds good. You head on away back to your little camp, which is... I mean, when you get back, there's very little sign that anything happened except a very strange bonfire. Coraline and Fen, Terry, what are you doing during this time?
Terry saw that his companion had dropped a very valuable resource and picks up the toast bucks, rumples them up, and uses them as padding to make sure his potion doesn't break.
Nice.
Tissue paper.
Okay. Fen and Coraline, you head to the north side of this little lake-bound island. You find your boat tethered off. I mean, how many people were part of the digging the gold away? That might be
It
a
was
little
just
bit harder.
Coraline.
Probably just me.
Okay. What do you guys do?
Ben will ritual cast detect magic in hopes that maybe he'll be able to perceive it through the fog of ley line.
Perceive what?
The, magic from the gold.
Well, it'd be buried under the ground. Coraline, you know where you buried it, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Pirate always remembers their buried gold.
Yeah, you're fine. No big deal.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I have it written down.
Fen looks at the writing on her arm that's smeared from the fight.
Well, you have a boat. One of you needs to get the trash can. So that's
Is the boat there?
Yeah,
Still floating?
the boat's there. It's still tied off to a tree above.
Okay, did you bring the rope?
I just play my harmonic. Do 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 do. I give her bardic inspiration. You got this.
Okay. All right. Can you at least hold the boat line so it doesn't move so much?
I put a hand on the rope,
All right.
knowing it
Jeez.
won't amount to much.
Her hands just kind of drift like this, thinking about pushing him into the drink. Okay. I'm going to climb down and get the trash can and try to toss it onto the shore.
Yeah. Give me an athletics check.
All right.
Shit, this thing's gonna dent even more. Oh, there it is.
You
Didn't even need my inspiration.
Natural ones for any doors, but the moment you try to throw a trash can around. Coraline, this is an easy thing for you. How? Why? Why is this so easy?
In my dreams, I pictured tossing this trash can so many times,
Oh.
usually into the lake rather than onto the shore. But practice makes perfect, and this way
Yeah,
it just
you know.
fails right where you want it.
Without even a dent, this this trash can lands perfectly. Its little golf cart wheels are ready to go. Fen, you can't help but feel impressed.
Fenn's just clapping.
Yeah. Do you want to roll Bardic Inspiration just to see if you hit a 30?
Sure. Was it D8 or D6?
D8.
Nice.
Not bad. 33.
All right. No, an impossible feat accomplished.
See what happens when we work together? My music, your strength.
Oh, yes. Very useful. Corleen takes the thing and starts pushing it towards it. And she stops. She looks at Finn. If you think you're riding this, you've got another thing coming. And then she keeps pushing it back to the camp.
Okay.
Fenn just looks at his trademark birds.
They're around, foraging through the snow, pecking at bark like idiots, fighting branches because they're just so aggressive but afraid of you all level 8 adventurers.
Perfect.
You all gather up, and if there's nothing else you want to do on this island, no more interactions, we can grab the gold, hit the boat, and head on out.
I think that's the plan. Unless anyone objects.
Well, shortly after, Corleen comes in with the golf cart or the trash can, and probably to your surprise, she actually brings it and parks it like right under the tree in the shade. Where it's, where Sever can actually get into it without burning himself again.
She's about to run around with it.
And then I leave it there, and then I go see. So, are we ready to go? And then we can go.
Okay.
Sever will get into the Oscar Gotch. Wow, it's like nothing was tampered with. This is crazy. Usually I have to like rub off all of the graffiti.
It's true. Sever the
Rods go
bullied.
home.
Yeah. You all can make your way back to the boat, leaving behind a primal elemental unguarded after it was attacked by leeches. Nothing could go wrong there, right?
Maybe defend yourself next time, scrub.
Yeah, Antoine, you okay with that? Just leaving the water guy? Maybe
I'm
we
not.
can put some water in the trash can and bring him back to the boat.
What if he
There
just
it
like
is.
You said there was a nice little pond.
I do not think that would be a good idea. We can't move the elemental that doesn't move itself. We should
Kind of
have
points
some.
at Antoine's rock face.
Yeah,
John, we would like to
with
quit the
us.
campaign and play tower defense from now on this lake.
Yeah, I mean,
Batch will say,
I mean, is there a
Perhaps-
workaround to this issue? This dilemma?
yes,
If
Batch
only
will say
someone
we
could-
should, go ahead.
If only someone could summon an elemental of fire.
to just wait around.
Well, I mean, I think elementals do that. They don't mind.
Well, let's
Um,
talk about that real quick.
Okay.
It didn't defend itself from the leeches.
Mhm.
It never acted against you guys until... I mean, it never acted against you guys. Ever.
Just looked at us.
It just looked at you. And then took Antoine's salt. There was some sort of communication between Antoine, at least his body, and this elemental. It was non-verbal, of course, because they don't speak, ever.
Batch
What
will
were
ask
the
him
leeches
about-
doing here, guys?
Well,
They were dumping some sort of liquid, right?
if
Good
you
friend.
remember, when the leeches showed up, they tried to get into the water and they couldn't because the water was too salty. And so therefore they started puking bile and acid into it, trying to corrupt it so that they could go in there. And either corrupt the elemental like they corrupted the tree, or use the space like Fen says he did.
They wanted to
You call it
find
the
the
moon?
moon snake.
And
This is a
yet,
place
it
with power.
still didn't defend itself.
But why did it get the salt from Antua, if not to just stop them from doing so? I think it has given us a plan. We should go to the muster field to the southeast, get a hold of the Tulsa forces. They're just sitting there defending what we know are distractions, and get them here to defend this lake. They're mobile, they're fast. If we can contact them, they could probably get here within the day, if they believe us. And then we should get a fuck ton of salt and bring it back.
What if we just salt the rivers?
What if we just wait here while our friendly neighborhood shadow guy talks to you and sends in the cavalry? Or Anchois, you have a spell to call people from very far away, no?
Fortunately, I'm all tired. I don't have that. I don't have that available at the moment. I'm just too tired from the fight.
And we were warned against resting here again. That it would damage our energy shields and our internal magic because of the strength of the place. We could try contacting our friend at the corner of our eye there and see if he can get something moving, but I don't think we can just sit here on this spot by ourselves. Maybe the forces can go to the west and head the leeches off before they can get here. And I guess at that point, unless somebody says something, go ahead.
I like the idea of protecting the elemental. I don't think we're the people for the job. Your idea of getting Tulsa Expeditionary Forces to protect the elemental sounds like the exact job for them. It depends if they have people available, but you know, we have a target here. We know the leeches came here for something.
I think if we talk with Just Meza and explain the reasons, that we could probably get her to convince Norm Thulon to at least do something about it. At least get a force here to help stop the leeches from polluting this elemental water again until we could at least rest up. If nobody has any objections, I will attempt to contact Shade.
Go ahead.
I'll say, Shade, are you there?
My back.
Tell him to send another
That
little
Is a
airship
natural
shuttle.
one. Shade cannot be reached. There may be too much magical interference, or he is currently busy. But he cannot show up.
JC, what were you saying?
Tell Shade to send another airship shuttle.
Well, Shade, he's not there, guys. I say we go southeast to the edge of the lake and then book it to the muster field as fast as we can. And try to at least get contact. If we can get within a mile or so, maybe our radios can pick up something. We can send them out to get us.
We know that they have the powerful radios that go all around. We could just get a hold of Just Meza and Norm and then switch to another channel and then talk to them that way.
That's probably the best way to do it.
I think, you know, get me on the ground. I have Phantom Steed. I can get there within the hour. If it's under 10 miles, I could get there within the hour.
It's just shy. Well,
Well,
the coast
13.
is actually... Yeah, 13-ish miles.
Yeah. So I could get there, you know, a little over an hour, be back, or get word. It will take me just a little bit. You guys can stay here. It definitely won't take me 24 hours.
You guys want to send Antois off on his own?
I think that's a great idea. I think we need to get to the shore of the lake, though, to get to the southeast shore. All of us off of here.
Sure.
And then we can set up camp there, at least to the point where the ley line is no longer spinning in circles, so we know we're not sitting on it. And then we
Actually, yeah. Is the ley line rod still going crazy while we're here?
Yep.
Okay.
Anchois, you sure you want to go alone? It's a literal war zone.
Yes, it is a war zone. No worries. No worries. I have faith in my own abilities.
He's seen all of his friends die. He's already been in a war zone.
I mean, I could go with you.
Sure. You and me, Coraline. We'll go.
I can fit on your little imaginary horse. Yes.
I don't hope you. I hope this is not too forward. But how much do you weigh?
Oh,
Less than you.
Okay. I think we both can fit.
You'll need to drop most of your gear. But if you guys
have-
go
yeah.
Outrider style of, gesture weapons, neither of you wear armor. So, leave the heavy stuff behind and the spell shouldn't dissipate immediately once you break the weight limit. But you guys need to get on your boat and actually start heading. Daylight's burning, fellas.
Southeast we go.
All right.
First.
Sorry, first.
Just remember, if you leave here, not without the gold. And I have this very careful map to show you. It is 56 paces north of the boat.
we already
40
got
east.
it.
We already got the gold.
Did we?
No.
1 second.
Oh, okay. Never
Oh, I
mind.
thought you
It's
said
over
we
there.
did all that already.
You can if you all work together really fast.
Mhm.
Because it's not like Temer can fly you over the lake water anyway.
Right.
No, but Terry can fly.
No, look. It's over there, onto the little hill about 3 feet down. We'll do it while we're gone. We'll save some time.
Well, I mean, if you take the boat to the other side of the lake
We
to
gotta
go
get
on
it
the
now.
Fan of Seed, then we don't have the boat to get across.
We all get the gold really quick.
And then we go across the lake.
Alright. The order of operations has been figured out. Everyone works to get the gold back on the barge. You take the
Well, the
barge
gold-
across the lake.
Yeah.
And then you... Oh, Antral's gone. But Antral and Coraline will ride with Phantom Steed to the muster field of Ekaton. Ekaton, if you will. John will
Yeah.
just roll a handy-dandy 1d100 check. Just grabbing dice until he finds his 1d10 because he can't turn his neck past his shoulders.
So sorry, friend.
It hurts. With 1. Come on. No. No. Ah! Where are you? There we go.
Grab the
All right.
tray.
Oh yeah, I could have. I'm just gonna roll this d10 twice. I just threw it across the thing. 70! Unironically leeches, probably. Roll me a 1d6, one of you. Unironically leeches! Woo! Okay. Let's see if they spot you. But you are on a Phantom Steed. You can probably outrun these fucking clowns that have 20 movement.
Just
And
trample them.
MC's got like 100 movement
Yeah.
or something.
Alright,
It's
yeah.
insane.
That's another natural one. Alright, I'm rolling like a god today, fellas. Oh, you guys should have seen Friday night. I was stomping kids.
They just step on the leeches as they go.
Okay. You outrun these slow, meandering, disorganized leech monsters. They are the humanoid ones that only skulk at around 15 feet every 6 seconds, having to hurry up like shambling zombies in a way. You quickly outpace them, go around, break south until you are at Muster Field, Ekaton. Ekaton is a more or less wooden fortress that has several trench lines dug out, just in front and around it, basically in every direction. It is a fortified war camp. There are several hundred soldiers here, at least 2 companies worth, as well as an outriding detachment. You two will be, well, head to the frickin' trench line and get stopped by people who will ask you who you are. I mean, general identifying questions.
Yep.
Assumedly, you guys have Tulst identification on you.
Yep.
Sure.
We say that we're sent from Tolst to identify the source of the slugs, the leeches. We were just at the camp up. I
Yeah.
forget the name of the camp. Up camp. It's called something like
Updraft?
this.
Mhm.
Updraft. Thank you. And we were visiting the lake elemental. We have a question: who is in charge?
That's not the question you should be asking, Temer, because you don't care about Thorazorian military. You care about Tolst military. And there is indeed a squad, a mechanized infantry detachment here. More as a representation and, hey guys, we have a vehicle that shoots bullets. Hell yeah. You dumbasses. And, you go to them, because those are the guys you can, in theory, boss around.
In theory. So
Yeah.
In practice,
need-
too, soon.
we meet up with these mechanized infantry units, and
Yeah.
we
There's a squad of around 16 of them.
ask questions on how bad it is at this location first. Is it?
Antoine, we don't have time for this. Lieutenant, whatever your rank is, we've got an emergency. We were
I'm a
shot down.
sergeant. I'm non-commissioned.
I was giving you a compliment, you little man. I was saying, no time for this. We
Just
have
looks at
to
himself like,
immediately report back to Tolst and get a very forceful force onto the island in the middle of that lake. There is a primordial elemental that's in danger. We need to go very fast. We were shot down over the swamp by some giant leech anti-aircraft.
he turns to
Sluggos.
his squad like halfway through. Like he's eyeing you of like this person is clearly like suffering from something. Can someone get Norm on the line, please? He's immediately escalating
Chain
this
of
like
command.
a customer
A
service.
chain of command.
Yeah.
Belittle
So
them.
goes right to Sergeant Slaughter or
Yeah,
whatever.
Sergeant Slaughter.
The easiest way to make lower rank enlisted fall apart is to belittle them.
Yeah, or make unwanted demands that they don't know what to do with.
So we have a high prime target here, and we like a mechanized unit up there. Two, we would like to be outfitted with a mobile unit so we could go deeper.
Go deeper.
Yeah, in the swamp, I should say. In this.
That's code for we are requisitioning another one of those little airships.
Alright, you guys need to wait a moment. I need to contact my superiors. This guy goes into his vehicle to make some radio calls. Because they cannot, well, in theory they can go through Thorazorian communication, which is a bit more stable, but they're more or less relaying their private information between each and every, like, squad scattered around. More or less, there is a Tolst representative force in all the muster fields, as well as most of the villages. I haven't put them on the map because they're just so small and scattered. But Norm Thulon is currently at, what is this place called? Castle Javator? Yavator? Over here. So he has to make some calls and figure out what the hell's going on. I'm just going to roll a 1d6 to see how fast it can be until someone can get over there. Alright. Time will pass and you two will grow increasingly frustrated as the rest of you are on the other side of this lakeshore. You get far enough away from the ley line where the ley line stopped going like topsy-turvy trying to helicopter out of people's hands and instead just point back northward.
Fen sighs sadly. My trademark.
Are you
Will
guys
always be
planning
there.
to just stay here at this lake?
Well, there's the problem. If we go, how are our friends going to find us?
Fen is irritatingly playing the harmonica. Purposefully bad.
Nice.
Batch will ask you to keep that down because there's leeches in the area and we're all very, very fucking hurt. but I know he probably won't listen to me.
This counts as a song of rest.
I see.
A what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Terry?
Oh, that is a thing. Oh shit! I
I
could
want to
do
play as a
that.
bard, guys. Oh, I know what a bard is.
I was momentarily embarrassed that I was interrupting your narrative, but it turns out you just tried to actually be annoying.
Terry, what about you? Sever's in a
I-
trash can. Your other two members are like water and grease.
I think Terry's just mulling over the best way to describe what just happened. He's
Okay.
trying to figure that out.
All right. Well, on the shore or on the lake water, I suppose, you guys can dole away the hours.
Can
And-
I ask Fen a question?
I'm sorry?
Can I ask Fen a question real quick? As he's like playing his music.
For sure.
Did you ever find one of those cassowary things?
Yeah, I trademarked it.
Oh, can you bring one over here real quick?
I look at the island. I look at here. No,
Damn it! All right,
I
that's it.
trademarked them. Also, thanks for saying what they were. You now owe me money.
I'll give you some toast bucks when we get home.
Oh no, it's gold.
I'll give you its value in toast bucks. What is that, like 50?
Nah, I don't accept Tolsbucks. Ugarest only accepts gold. Or platinum.
This is true.
Aren't we at war with Eucharist? Wait.
No.
I still am Ugarestian.
Fen is an asshole. If nothing else, Sever.
Okay, understood.
I stopped
not
playing
even
the
a wizard.
harmonica.
Around 2 hours will pass, excuse me. Anchois and Coraline. The sergeant will tell you around halfway when you get annoyed of like, hey, people are on their way. Just chill out, man. Yeah.
In the meantime, we need to take your little truck with the gun on top for a test drive.
Nope.
I outrank you.
No, you don't.
Damn it.
We need a way to move quickly through the battlefields. Do you have any equipment that you can spare?
I was told to inform you that you should wait here until the response unit comes.
All right.
Are
Seems
there
like-
any... Sorry,
He
go
gives
ahead.
you a chocolate bar, Anchois. You
I
look pale.
Don't want chocolate.
Oh,
Don't want
God. Is it one
chocolate.
from an MRE?
Yeah.
All right, quick question. How badly have you been slammed here and in the surrounding forces?
Not very.
Really? They haven't been attacking this place. Do you know anything about the swamps? Do you know if there's a ziggurat nearby?
No. But they've been
Okay.
up near Askelton a little while away.
Askelton. Okay. Is there any?
Does
you can do
Stonesaw
it.
have any airfields around here?
Yeah, they have a strip, and he points a little bit northward, or northeastward. It's around a mile that way. It's a little bit away.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's just, pavement out there. It's like a runway. They have weird airships here.
Is it going to be much longer here? I have business with this
They said they're
Thorazorian-
coming. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Anchois, can you deal with this?
He hands you a chocolate bar, Coraline. Here,
I can
you
tell
look
you
a little
it's
pale.
not good. You want me to describe an MRE chocolate bar to you? It's not good.
It's not good at all.
Uh,
It's pretty bitter, so that people won't eat it often. Or at least this is the case in World War II. Oof,
It's usually the knockoff of a knockoff Hershey's.
oof. Around 2 hours will pass when an airship will fly across the sky coming towards you. it'll be another 30 or so minutes when a second one arrives as well from the north. 2 of these little squad squawkers land on this airfield, this airstrip, a mile away. In which case, or during which, after they have both departed, the unit you are with, who are just sort of hanging out with you to make sure you don't steal shit, specifically their vehicle, says, "All right, we've been ordered. Let's go. Come on, everybody, onto the field." And they start,
All right,
like,
shotgun.
loading up, and you ask for shotgun, and the gunner is like, "What?" The
I flip over
sergeant
him
in
and jump
charge.
into the turret.
Yeah, there you go. The sergeant in charge is like, "Yeah, it's fine." The gunner is just, like, put out and, like, has to sit below you to make sure you're not gonna fucking try to arm and then fire the gun with a swivel.
I tried to
method.
arm and fire the gun.
It's like, no, stop it! A wrestling match will ensue as you try to just load up bullets, crank it back.
It's swinging wildly.
Yeah. After a very brief and eventful drive, Antoine, what are you doing during that? Just
Asking his orders. What are your orders?
we're gonna take you to Norm.
Norm?
Yeah, Norm Thulon.
Norm Thulon. Where's that? Where's he?
He's here. He just landed.
Okay, he landed here in Musterfield.
Yeah, he
Okay.
came to see you. You guys must be some pretty big and then, like, Coraline's elbowing this guy in the face. And you're like, stop it!
My mage hand is pulling his hair while I'm...
Yeah. Oof. You make it to this runway where 2 airships are indeed parked and landed, having hooked into the ground, a maneuver that you, Coraline, have done under
Dozens of times.
harder situations, I suppose.
Ones
Under
of times.
duress. You see around 3 squads of people just hanging out, looking about. There's one that is from Thorazor, intermingled with the 2 from Tolst. And when your vehicle pulls up nearby, getting out of the way of a patrolling airship, an interceptor that takes off into the sky, you all meet with a youngish man, early 20s, blonde hair, dopey look on his face, wearing ornate plate armor that he looks incredibly chafed with and just not enjoying it at all.
Oh god, he's an ensign.
Long sword at his hip. He waves a hand at you. Says, Coraline, Antoine.
Okay. Quick, before anything, could we send out a runner to grab our friends at the side of the lake? And we need someone to protect the lake because it seems to be a high priority area for the leech. And I'm just debriefing on what we did. We interacted with the leeches here. We are looking for a ziggurat because
Antoine, you start just unloading information on this guy who blinks twice, places a hand on you, and just, you feel for a moment a little bit like, okay, I'm frazzled, I understand. And then you just take a deep breath with a pause, as Norm Thulon states, we're gonna help you. We understand. It's gonna be okay. Hop in our airship, let's go get to Thatch.
Speaking of airships, do you have a one of those little ones? that we
Coraline,
could-
get in the plane.
Yes, sir.
You all hop into a squad squawker. The vehicle that took you here will then immediately set out for the lake. Norm and the escort craft will be on the horizon well before that vehicle makes it to you, Thatch, Sever, Terry, and Fen. They fly over the lake to the little island, having not seen you within the forest.
I
Oh, time to start rowing, guys.
I mean, I get on the radio and try to inform them where we are. Wait a minute. Did I give mine up?
I think
I have
I
we
one.
think-
landed.
Harry
I think-
did.
I think Sever and
Coraline.
Coraline are the two that have
Coraline
them
has
right
my
now.
radio.
Never does not. It would have to be Thatch because I think it got exploded by the door. I don't
No,
have
no,
it.
no, I gave you one
Okay.
last session.
Okay,
Yeah, because
cool. Then
remember, I was the
Thank
one that was
God.
gonna take the
Let me
call if
check.
you were in trouble, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna end well."
Okay.
Yeah, I have a ham radio on me. Okay, I'm good. So
Then I'll tap on the trash can and be like, Sever, get on the radio, let him know where we're at. And then I will describe where we're at because he can't see it.
Okay.
we're on the
They
other
tell
side
you
of
to
the-
row to the island where there is a clear landing zone.
They said to go back.
Damn it. Alright. Load
Fen
up.
takes the helm.
You guys
We-
head back all the
Back.
way, spending most of your day moving 8 miles or so on open water. It sucks, but, you know, they can't just land on a lake. These things weren't meant for that. They were meant to land on the ground. They have harpoons. They don't have anchors, after all.
It's not the same without the whips, is it, Thatch?
You both row.
It's hard to keep the rhythm.
As he says it, Fen goes on the harmonica. Playing well this time.
Okay. You start playing decently with the harmonica and the wind on the lake. Eventually, you'll all regather. Coraline and Anchois, you will land back where you were, the burning tree having smoldered now mostly to ash. Your arcane fire eviscerating its bark.
Do I see any change in the waters that are the elemental waters?
No, but you will see Norm Thulon, like, move towards them and, like, take off his gauntlets and, like, put his hand in it. And, like, inspect the water, sniffing it, and then just asking everybody, why is this a salt lake?
He can smell the
That's-
salt.
You can smell
That's
the salt.
essence of Anchois.
We can taste that.
Antoine, this is your salt?
My salt.
Yes.
You're a
I have a
salty
deal.
man.
Not like he owned it, but like from him.
Used to be.
Well, I mean, that technically means he owned it.
So yeah.
The primal took my salt and seems to be using it as a defense against the leeches, a primary defense. We'd like to have stronger defenses here. There was an army of leeches we took care of in the morning. They came in full force. This is a point of interest for them.
It sure is. I thought there were only... Well, I thought there was only one primal elemental in Thorazor. The fact that there's two is... strange. It's disheartening.
Where's the
You
other
hear-
one?
there's a banging on the
that's
on the
classified
trash
as
can. There's a banging on the trash can. Let me talk. Let me talk.
Sever, are you
Hey.
in that trash can?
Yeah, that's me. Hey, is the other primal elemental in your lake?
In my lake?
The Thorazorian lake? The one that's like way up there? It's like you use it for your reserves of water?
Yeah, that's classified, Sever. I'm not allowed to say that.
Okay, but... So, by telling me that, you're saying yes, right?
No.
Understood. Gotcha.
He gives a hearty wink to the rest of you. It's funny because he can't see me.
We should
Anyway,
also talk about how the Thorazorian forces are polluting the rivers as a defense against the leeches. Won't work. Salt does work. Not toxic waste.
we will inform them of such.
As this is the first time that we have seen you since we set out.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
saw
did
you
that.
guys in passing. Not that anybody ever notices me, but yeah.
Well, we have been able to obtain an item that allows us to see things. And we have seen
Oh,
Leechy Dan in charge of the Leech forces. Did you get the letter that I sent you?
He blinks for a moment. Hasn't it only been 2 days?
I know. I mean, he may not have it yet, which is why I asked.
Honestly, Mez is going through my mail, to help me. So, chances are she'll see it before I do. Which is great, because then, you know, you don't need to explain it twice to her, right?
Fantastic. Well, let me give you the long and short then. We have obtained information and from a viable source, as in we have all been able to see it through magical means. The Leech forces, the 4 forces that are engaging the 4 towns along the river, they are distractions. They are meant to draw our forces there, hold them in place, and stop them from seeing what is the true goal of the Leeches, which I believe is this primal and this lake.
I think that's a safe assumption, Thatch. It would be terrible if they managed to convince this wonderful creature, he just calls out to the lake, to work with them instead of us.
This thing won't even talk to us.
They don't talk. Were you guys not briefed on elementals?
Can you give us
Our friend here is an elemental.
Yeah, we've mostly been making a quick guidebook to elemental communication solely based on how Antwa interacts with them.
We haven't seen any Leech forces to the west. They came across the lake then as we stayed here on this island.
He nods.
It might be good to send scouts in that direction to see if there are more forces on the way. At least the Tulsa Expeditionary Force is very mobile.
Indeed. We will be moving more and more people here over the next day or so.
Wonderful.
Threat assessment, then fortification if it's deemed necessary, blah, blah, blah. You get it.
Be aware and be wary. This is a place of powerful magic.
Indeed. Now, I hate to be the guy to do this. He starts to say. What happened with your airship, and why are you on a barge instead of...
Oh, we were on a very important scouting mission over the swamp, looking for the leaders of the leeches. And all of a sudden, through no fault of our own, we were shot down by this giant leech monster that was shooting us 1,000 feet into the air with these large acid glops near updraft.
You should have sent a description in the letter. Hopefully it'll get to your hands soon. But we can relay what it looked like.
Well, I mean, I'm just glad you guys are safe.
They have anti-aircraft artillery. Can you believe that? Leeches.
Elephant-sized leeches.
I sure can. Yeah. We spotted them. They weren't acting. They were pretty passive, but...
well, apparently if you fly anywhere where they can see here, that's a problem for them. Speaking of aircraft, since you'll be staying here, you don't need one of those, right? And I point to the squad squawkers that we came in.
We'll be taxiing you somewhere, but...
I mean, we can just take one by ourselves. You don't need to send anyone with us.
No.
The loss of the airship is very unfortunate. And
yeah, we're going to be ferrying people here. You guys... I don't know if you guys have seen your reflection recently. And I guess you guys are you're level 8 adventurers, right? You're used to looking like complete and absolute garbage. But Antwa looks like he's a moment away from passing out due to magical deficiency here. Just casting fireballs non-stop. Thatch, even though you have a temp health barrier, you look like you're on 1 hit point and just got bludgeoned to death.
Like assballs. I got it.
Indeed. Coraline, you are torn apart. Your clothing is completely trashed. You were spat on by acid multiple times and bit apart by monsters. Only Terry actually... Well, no, Fen looks decent since he's just a bard.
Hasn't been touched by anything aside from a cabinet.
Fen's just sweaty and just dirty. And Terry, I don't think has been too badly hurt. But still, you guys haven't, like, kept up with yourselves in the greater part of, like, a week now.
That's true.
Okay. We
Yeah.
We could
There's
definitely
been-
use some time to recover. This is
You guys
for
look a
sure.
little wary.
And you
I
can't
have-
even see the vampire. He's the worst.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
in rough shape.
Oh.
Yes, that's why we need the airship to get to Tolst as fast as possible, so we can.
Holst.
You need to go to
Not done here.
Tolst?
I think
We
we
still
can just
gotta
go to
kill
Thorazor.
Dan.
We have,
Wherever we're going, we need to go somewhere. and
We'll
go-
get
need to go
you
fast.
on the next flight, okay? Just take a breather. We have people... You're not alone in this.
thank you, Commander. We appreciate it. A ride to Thorazor would be a welcome respite. We can recover, gather more information, and then set on out again.
He nods.
But the conduits think we're going to Askelton.
What?
What?
the convents
Fen
don't know
mentions
any of
this,
us.
the radio
Conduits
transmission
don't know
he
it.
gave out.
Yeah, I don't think you told any of us about that until
What?
now.
Nope.
What?
Not at all.
What are
Alright,
you talking about over there, Fen?
Yeah, no, he tells you.
he tells you what.
Um,
You did what?
Yeah,
Why?
I went over the radio and you all turned your backs and walked out, and I told him that we were going to Askelton to try and draw out a conduit.
So we mentioned to Norm Thurman, the conduits and how Tolst might be. They might have like spies working for the Leech God, or at least Leechy Dan there. So I don't know how much we can. I mean, I'm sure that the Tulsa military is all right. It's not Swiss cheese, but
What's baseball? He asked during your recap.
Oh no.
Hey, John, are we just around Norm, or are there a whole bunch of other soldiers here?
There are 2 squads of people here.
Are they all Tul's forces?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, as long as they're not Thorazorian forces, I won't stop Anchor from talking.
Okay.
just we have to convince the Thorazinians not to dump toxic waste. Salt works against the leeches. You could defend yourself against salt barriers. No toxic waste anymore.
I mean, fresh water being salted is pretty bad for the environment too. But I mean, whatever
Empties
works.
into
Hey,
the
if we
ocean.
kill the swamp, we kill Leechy Dan.
It empties
we-
into the ocean.
When we get to Thorazor, we can talk to Phasmalik about it. He'll be able to do more than anybody else to move that along.
You guys do this and talk with Thulon for a little while, who at one point is clearly suffering from like brain drain and is just like, these guys are doing things on an entirely different level that I cannot interact with directly. And we'll kind of just slowly back out of the conversation more and more until the 3rd and 4th and then 5th of airships arrive. It seems like the small air fleet that Tolst has been gifted with, this experimental aircraft, people come out, start unloading, and are physically fortifying here.
I'm gonna go buddy up to some of these pilots.
I go with Coraline.
Okay, you guys want to buddy up with some of these pilots.
And I'm going to like get a good look at what they look like,
Okay.
just in case.
Coraline, you may add one of these guys. I'm not going to give him a name. But their serial number for their airship is 14. It's just a 14th airship.
Okay.
These guys will also be the ones likely to take you to Thorazor. Thulon giving them the order, make sure they get off at Thorazor. Get them to Just Mesa if you can. And with that, you guys can load up. You have a... How is your gold being carried?
Barrel.
Barrel.
Yeah, barrels.
All right,
That's
you
about
start
right.
rolling up a barrel of treasure up this thing. No one even makes note of the little dodecahedron over Fen's shoulder, and you all may fly. And unless you guys want to hijack this airship and go rogue, rogue, we can
I
skip
feel
to
targeted
Thorazor.
somehow.
Very true. I'm waiting for you to declare a pirate action so I can just play the soundtrack.
Not yet.
The pirate.
You have to
It's not
bide your
time.
time.
Okay.
Wait until we're in a perilous situation and then take advantage.
True.
Yeah, make sure it can't get tracked back to us.
Oop, wrong track. I think it's this one.
Fen
Not
just whispers to Coraline, I got your back.
As you guys fly over, you will probably take a look out at the little portholes. There is ways to see. Obviously, Coraline wants to be up in the front, so she'll probably like stand and hover over like the pilot and co-pilot who you make minor conversation with. Everyone else will just sort of hang out in the back in the cargo bay, which has been emptied. Sever in his trash can, just breathing laboriously through your stony lungs.
A horse could fit back here.
You guys land outside of Thorazor in Musterfield Delvor, in which case, or no one is there to greet you. You guys just kind of get off. These pilots say, oh yeah, just go talk with Just Meza. And then kind of leave that job to you.
Where they land, there's more of these squad squawkers around, right?
Not right now, no. They're the only ones in Musterfield Delvor at the moment.
Okay, but if there were any, they'd be around here.
Chances are they'd be around a lot of places, Coraline.
Okay, perfect.
They're one of the smallest airships, just slightly bigger than an interceptor.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll go find Just Meza.
Okay. Heading into the city of Thorazor yourself, you can head to the main government building. The keep, as it were. You are all task force members. People know you by sight here. Not in the city, per se, but like in the keep itself. They know to let you in. They will go through this weird, like pat down almost, where one of the like security guards of Thorazor has this magical tool in his hand that he sort of like waves around you, and as it goes over some of your magical gear, like your sword thatch, it illuminates and shines more brighter than, say, over your empty hand or just your regular shield. It has a like scintillating colors, so depending on where it is, it will change its shade and shape. But apparently the magical stuff that you have on you is not what they're looking for, and they don't seem to care that you have magic on you.
I tell them to keep it away from duty.
Except
Magical interference.
when Coraline is scanned.
Me?
Yes, you. They will stop after waving in Thatch and Fen, and Antwa, I suppose. And Terry and Sever. Wait, no, Thatch, how many times did you get disease rolled? How many disease rolls did you make? Like 4 or 5?
Oh, right.
I made at least 4 disease rolls, but I passed them all.
Coraline, did you fail one?
I did.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. That's what I took down for my notes. You, Coraline, will be stopped as the little tool begins to grow into this weird purplish green. It is a very ugly, almost vomit shade color, and they will immediately stop and say, you need to go into quarantine right now.
Ah, this again. What did I do this time? I didn't hug any gods. I didn't use any altars. I didn't.
One guy immediately
Starts
just
ranting.
like gets on the radio and says, we have someone who's been diseased.
Oh, disease?
Can I
can
cure
fix that.
disease? I have disease curing equipment here from the med kit.
Okay, do something.
Do it.
Who
Then
goes first?
what
Harry
should
or
I
Angela?
like? Should I just do a medicine roll? Do I do a?
Are you using your herbs and spices pack, your medical
Yep.
pouch?
Exactly.
He's
Okay.
got the
Throwing the
magical.
KFC at
He's
her.
got the magical one, John.
Can you link
From
the
the auction.
magical one?
I just have the medic's mystic pouch, and one of it says you just told us has a healer's kit. Once a week we can take it from it, and another. I think it's a potion of some sort that cures poison and cures disease, and that was
There
just
should be
the,
like a letter grade in which it cures.
I was not given anything.
Fuck. I need
It was a
to-
But
magic item.
We can look in that. Yeah, it was a magic
Yeah,
item. We can look
I
into
know.
your notes. Actually, it's right here. Let's just bring that up.
We need to do that. Because if it does not, then it won't. Right?
If it doesn't, then it won't.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
found it.
You found it?
Yeah, the medic's mystical pouch, panacea power. Any
you.
poison or disease below rank S, ailing a creature.
Perfect. Then you quickly throw this into... It's basically just a little packet of silk that holds this weird white powder, very similar to cocaine in terms
Hell
of
yeah.
substance and shape. You quickly throw this into like a small cup of water, stir it around, give it to Coraline so that she can drink it. Terry, you also have lay on hands, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I need you to make me a religion or medicine check. It's up to you.
Religion or medicine?
Easy.
Damn.
Combined with your panacea powder, you, Coraline, will, not realizing just how bad you feel and how anxious you have been growing, will start to feel physically better. Nothing was immediately noticeable or wrong with you, but that's how the most deadly diseases work.
What was in those herbs? We gotta get more.
Yeah, you feel awake, alert, healthier than you've ever been. I believe the pouch... How does it... When does it recharge?
Once a week.
Once a week, okay.
Or one long rest, yes, but I just said once a week.
Yeah, we'll just do long rest. Coraline, after a brief moment, these people will come back, rescan you to see if the disease has been cured, along with some more Thorasaurians in case you guys get violent with your your magical gear, which they did not take from you. See that there is a negative reading on the thing. Another person will come over to you, cast a spell in case you were hiding your disease from them. Do it all over again and see that you are not obscuring anything and you are now healthy and cured of some unknown ailment. They quickly, thank you for your patience and not murdering me for doing my job. Please go right ahead.
You're welcome.
Do they, the new ones who came, do they have one of those wand things?
No, they did not. But they did
okay.
come with, like, man catchers, so that...
It's a big net.
Yeah, just this huge net.
Okay, I assume they let us pass after this?
Yes, they do.
When they let us pass, do I have an opportunity where I can maybe filch one of those little wand things without getting noticed?
No, they are, like, airport security level, constantly in their hands.
TSA.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't have like a spare one on the desk or something?
No, also there's
All right.
like 9 other people here with man catchers. Just like watching. Right?
Fair enough.
Okay, you head on into the keep where there's a security checkpoint now. Again, these fuckers are going to scan you. It's annoying, but assumedly no one just abandoned their team member to wait out a quarantine order. You head deep inside the keep where you can see that a lot of people, normally this is like a hubbub of traffic, and right now it's kind of empty throughout the halls. Maybe it's the time of day or just something must have occurred to make the west wing of Thorazor a little less busy and traffic induced. Thatch, you are playing Follow the Leader. You are the leader. Where do you go?
We go to Just Meza, asking where she is and
Okay.
following the directions and going.
You head to where Just Mesa is. She has claimed an office that Malek has seceded. It's basically his old office now that he is commuting to work from Tulst. Malek's office is... You've been in there before, I believe. Back before he moved to Tulst, so... We're gonna hand wave his little keep workspace. It's still cluttered, but now it's filled with Tulst clutter. You even see your handwritten note on the desk that has been open and read as Just Mesa calls you in to enter. She's like, "Oh, you're back. I thought you were still on a boat somewhere."
We got a ride back from Norm. Or
Ah.
at least some of the Tulst forces. They're setting up around the
I
lake
see.
that we mentioned.
That's the lake that you mentioned?
This
Yes,
was,
we
you
said
wrote
they
the
were going
letter
to-
before we even had
And
any idea of the lake.
I think I told her we were going to head south to explore it in the letter. I could be wrong.
Oh,
I didn't write it down.
Mhm.
But then I will fill her in on the fact that there is a primal elemental in there and of the combat we just had.
I see. John has your notes in front of him, in case you were wanting a copy paste of them. Like literally letter to Norm Thulon, and then your bullet points. She throws the letter away, looks at you and says, "So there's an elemental in a lake, or?"
Primal one.
It can show glorious things.
She just eyes Fen in concern. Like, okay, well, it's good to know that two spellcasters are buddying up to elementals. Why don't we do a quick debrief on what's going down? And we can sort of hand wave this as you explain the situation to her.
Fen refuses to mention anything about the moon or the snake or the planet.
Don't worry, we talked
Yeah,
about
he kept
Fen's
talking-
nuts
He's so
craziness.
crazy that
Yeah.
after he stepped in the water, he just kept talking about some moon snake.
We say that he might not.
Moon
He might
snake.
need he might need psychiatric.
She's
help,
like
you know, just
taking
like that.
notes that is clearly like we're putting a psychiatric order on Fen. Is there anything else he said that might have been mysterious or foreboding?
Fen
Mhm.
stands stoically.
Something about
Something about
spaghetti.
the planet not being solid ground, twisty turny.
But we all know
it wasn't
it's
this-
flat.
Yeah, the world's flat, Fen.
He begins rolling through the EULA for duty, reading every word.
You want to read the EULA? It's like 800 pages long.
Yep.
Alright. You open a little hologram of magic and just like, I can't read.
I'm Ugaresti and I know how to read.
Oh, true.
Copyright
Contracts.
infringements.
Copyright infringements.
We ask for the roster of all local baseball teams, alluding to
Any teams
the
named the Little Sluggers specifically.
We have already begun doing anti-operative countermeasures.
Hmm.
You guys have done more than enough. Why don't you guys take a load off, take a shower, and, I don't know, drink some orange juice. You look like you have
Yeah.
scurvy.
Yes, but we need to put in a requisition for a new Squad Squawker airship. Remember, our was heroically shot
Speaking
down
of
over the swamp.
baseball, do you know how it is played?
Yes, preferably with an airship. Can we get one?
No, it's 3 strikes and you're out.
She's only got 2 so far.
No.
Well, but
Without
it
that
wasn't my
airship,
fault. It was a giant leach. We were on a very important scouting mission.
You're gonna need to convince the tyrant. He told us not to give you one if you crash the one we gave you.
I didn't crash it. It was the leech.
Shot out of the sky, we know.
The
Yeah,
Coraline's.
It
so
has been
Coraline's
reported
defense,
you were shot out of the sky.
I
Yes,
understand,
like a.
to Coraline's defense, had we not taken that route and gone where we wouldn't have known about the leeches, and they would be polluting the primal elemental right now. The ship was sacrificed for a worthy cause and a worthy endeavor.
She almost went down with it.
I highlight salt.
You can go
not
ahead and
toxic
convince
waste.
the tyrant of that. We were
Understood.
told not to give her another one if she crashed the one we gave her.
Can the next one have weapons?
I think you
Anyway.
just missed what she said. Talk to the
Okay.
tyrant.
Okay,
Yes,
anyway,
the tyrant
Well-
loves me.
he
I
does.
think.
Sure. Can we get a quick update on the war, and then we'll go take it back?
Yes, it has been several days since you last came here.
Raid team disappeared off the face of the earth.
Raid team is trapped in a time lock as the Isles of Flavor erupts into a cataclysm scenario. But we'll
Book
get to
reading.
them on Monday, I guess.
Good thing we're not relying on them for reinforcements or anything.
True.
Yeah.
That war may end prematurely to no one's winner.
In action.
Yeah. Okay. This is the 14th on my end. You guys got to updraft on the 9th. So, it's been, what, 5 days? 6 days? Something like that?
It's been about a week.
It's been a week, yeah. It's been a busy week for you guys.
Terry has an arm cannon.
In terms of what has been going on, for the most part, the leech thing has sort of stabilized. There was a great big concern that they would overwhelm the Western Front immediately and the villages. There was a scare in Bogwatch, but due to some quick reinforcements as well as an airship frigate providing immediate just emergency fire support from the air, they were able to sort of stabilize that. Curtail is barely under threat now, but I mean, they're still nightly. She doesn't even want to call them attacks anymore. It's just pressure that they're putting on. The Angels have more or less been doing what they've always been doing, of flying around, hitting up these ruins. They seem to either be based out of them now, or well, they go into them to run away from airships when they are.
They're
caught
just
out.
like us, relying on desperation and idiocy.
Possibly.
Can we get an update?
Bold.
The clarification on their numbers, because I wrote something down and I don't remember what it was, or I didn't put enough details.
Ask, what are you needing clarification on?
The Blazing Star forces. We know that there's like 4 to 8 angels and like 20
Yeah.
paladins. Is that total between the two groups or in each group?
No, there are 4 flying angel creatures, or angelic-looking creatures, paired up / working with 20 mounted paladins. There are 2 units of these, so around in total 8 / 40. And then there is Fresnoth and her band of, like, her own little core unit that flies between these groups, so that she's not, like, bogged down, and it makes it harder to track her as she continues to pursue her own objectives. The real and ultimate meme is... Oh, John has to pull up his notes again. I'm sorry. Never mind. Nothing has truly happened on the boar side of things just yet, but the boars have been mounting further and further assaults. It is assumed that Shay El Shay is going to fall soon, and there's going to be a retreat operation happening to relieve them. They're just going to abandon it, burn down the entire area, and, do that. Cat Turn will probably also be going with that shortly after. Cowtown is still just hanging out. no one's been going to Cowtown. Yeah. All in all, it's been a week. Things are moving slightly, but currently it's an attrition-based war. So,
Highlight salt barriers, guys.
just salt. You just want us to salt the earth.
Salt the earth. Literally salt the
Score
earth.
salted earth maneuvers.
We'll consider that. I'm not allowed to speak for Thorazor's military. They're the ones leading the defense, obviously.
Understood.
Okay.
What about Rick Silverback? Is he still employed with us?
Yeah. He's still around. He's trying to chase down Fresnoff, but she's faster than him.
Ah, lucky bitch.
What?
Jesus.
Yeah, we got a strange message, though, warning us about this weird plague potential. These leeches have, they disease others, which can spread. Gets a little rough. If you start puking out leeches, please go ahead and inform us. Don't hide that.
Oh, jeez.
I'd probably kill myself.
She nods.
I think we saw one of their infected, and we got samples. I mean, you seem to understand it already.
Yes. It's been quite illuminating about their behaviors, we'll say. Okay.
Have you seen Terry's mark?
Terry's mark?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we made an agreement with some sort of ancient sorcerer.
We?
Not we,
Me?
not me.
Yeah, even I gotta
absolutely
say,
not
not
me.
me on this one.
What? Terry, you can reveal your arm and how fucked it is, and this is gonna be its entire own thing, and, I think
Actually-
Meza will back out of the room.
Meza actually would probably recognize it. She saw Aurelia before she
Yeah,
went,
she
Why
does
should Becky
recognize
out of the
it.
ring?
She
Yeah.
knows immediately what it is, and she realizes, oh, it's not even bound in like a protective magical thing. Terry can nuke all of us immediately. I need to go.
Fen grabs his bottle of liquor and stands 10 feet away from Terry.
Good. Meza unironically leaves the room and starts to run down the hall.
Terry, her reaction doesn't make me very happy that you still have that thing. Maybe we should excise it.
I
But
like
Do you
my
have
arm
any
where it
idea how
is,
to
thank you.
control it or use it without dying like
Maybe we just don't
the
tell
other
anyone
one?
that he has it.
I haven't really had time to really introspect on myself, figure out like what's different. I mean, honestly, I'm just my arms are just getting unsore from having to carry everybody across. So I don't even know. It's
I could help you
That's right.
study it maybe.
Don't do that! Meza just cries out.
either way, kind of like the whole puking up leeches thing. Probably better that we tell people about it and figure out something to do about it instead of ignoring it.
Burn the village that it's happening in.
Oh shit! We know
if
those.
my body is considered this village, then I am not okay with that solution.
No, we're talking about the actual like plagued, blighted village, not you yet.
Yeah, we killed a lot of like leech people, didn't we? It could be the last stage of this puking leeches thing.
I mean, yeah, so you probably weren't listening to the conversation we
Okay.
had with Meza, but yeah, this for sure is.
The
Puking
trash
leeches
can in
would
the
be
corner.
the start. Puking leeches would be the start of it, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Terry, you are told to stay in the office. Everyone else should leave the office.
Fen goes to shower.
You guys can start what is essentially a long rest. But Terry, you are going to get shipped to Tolst during this long rest.
cool.
Can I go with him?
Do you want to go with him and beg Tyrant for a new airship?
That is exactly why I'm going.
There's no reason that you guys can't go, I suppose.
I would like to stay here.
Then you can stay.
I will ship the pouch full of leech brains back with him and tell Coraline to give that to the Greater Chemical, please.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Send the finger along with it. Might as well. I have no need
Antoine,
for
are
that.
you going to stay here?
Staying here or going to Tulsa makes no difference to Antroa. He just wants to rest. So
All right, you
that's
can
it.
stay here then. For the
Actually,
rest of you,
no.
you can choose. Sever, do you want to stay or do you want to go?
I want to stay.
Alright.
I want to send some mail.
Okay. Fen?
Fen asks Duty if he wants to see Tolst with a nuke or stay here for a bit.
I want to see the world.
Fen goes.
All right. You go. I think now is a good time to take our break as we split the party for what is essentially a long rest. Everyone, we'll be right back after these messages. See you in a bit. Hello, everyone. We are back after no messages, I believe. I don't know if I remembered to hit the add button, but either way, we are here. And Terry, you are getting put on a frigate, a transport airship, to head on over to Tolst. You are flying across the sky, getting VIP treatment because they don't want you fucking with your arm. Indeed. Meza actually went with you because she is the only person in Thorazor who has a chance to counterspell if just the arm goes off on its own. I'm sorry. She will likely be heading back the same day for those who care, but just so you don't ignite the airship on accident. Corling, you are with him, and so is Fen, who, Duty makes the request that you go and stand by any nearby windows so he can look out at the world from the highest.
Oh, he stands on the deck, like, wide open sky.
Nice. Duty makes remarks of, the world has changed.
I'm sure it has.
Did it for the better?
I don't know what it was like before, but it seems like we're in perilous times now.
Then not much has changed after all.
Does it ever?
Duty goes silent at that, reflecting. You three make it to Tulsa within that day, where the tyrant's waiting for you. Along with Ozark, along with a man you've never ever seen before. He's wearing tiger print everything, got a sick tie going on, as well as some other people. Who has the magical ball, out of curiosity? Is it Fen or Anchois?
I took it off Anchois when Temer wasn't here, so I guess
I don't
he
care
would
who
still
has
have it.
I just want to know. You're muted, Temer. Do you have it on your character? You have it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You three get off as you arrive. The tyrant's there, his bodyguards orbiting around, angry and ready in actions as ever. We know this song and dance. It's been a minute for you guys. It's only been a week, but it feels like it's been like 8 or 9 since you last spoke with the tyrant. Let's be real.
Maybe longer.
Maybe longer. The tyrant calls out, is like, Terry,
Yes?
you have a bomb on your arm. Why don't we get that sorted real quick before you accidentally explode and take out your friends?
Alright, sounds good.
You are escorted into one of the Ozark's Arcanums. This is where Aurelia had her arm wrapped in a magically suppressing bandage contraption. Just so it can't accidentally go off.
Didn't work very well.
It did not work very well. Ozark states that with great primordial magic intuned with your body now, if you die, chances can, well, there's a chance that it might detonate unwillingly, noting that you're dead, and then take out anyone nearby. This is what occurred with Aurelia, one of your predecessors to this team. She unfortunately engulfed a employee, a companion of hers as well.
National hero.
Rat turtle.
We're just going to bind this. We'll tell you how to take it off. We're not going to seal it away, because you may actually need to use it. But it seems like you spoke with a weird demon monster too, huh?
Some sort of ancient sorcerer, yeah.
Yeah. Same thing
I
happened to
offered the
Aurelia.
Ozark some of the basalt I took for Anchois.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I told you I took some of when he crumbled to the ground, I took some of him with me to like give to Anchois, but
Ooh.
I forgot to give it to him, so I'm just gonna offer it to him instead.
Ozark takes it and starts to lick it. to test it out to see if it's authentic. And he's like, yep, tastes like hell. And throws it, or I guess he'll cork it back in the little vial you have it in, and pocket it.
Is this thing something that I just unleash once and it explodes? Is it something I can
Honestly,
test out?
the last time someone put it on was a complete amateur spellcaster, so we recommended she don't fuck with it in case she accidentally, unleashed it on the wrong people. To my understanding, it works like a spell does. You can force it to activate.
Interesting.
Chances are it's a one and done kind of thing, but it is indeed a ancient sorcerer's magic. You should be wary of it, because it is not yours.
Understood.
Okay. What is on your shoulder, Fen?
Oh. Don't worry about him. I kind of cover him with my hand.
It's a little late for that.
Yeah. Well, that's duty. It's one of Hephaestus's arcane intelligences. I am his administrator.
You're his administrator. You work
Yeah.
for it?
No. I look at it. Do I work for you?
In a way.
Alright, yeah, I work for him, kinda.
Fen, there's a no moonlighting clause in your contract. You're not allowed to work for other people while you work for us. You're not a
He just
paladin.
wants to see the world.
That's worrisome.
He's nice. I like him. I pat
Go
him.
talk to the tyrant, he says, pointing
I go
outside.
to talk to the tyrant.
Okay. Terry, you are still with Ozark, so if you have any questions for this old man wearing black and silk clothing, a weird dude sort of skulking around as if like, is this man really a sorcerer or not? Sniffing you, being weird. You've never seen this guy before.
Is it Hobo Ozark?
No.
Damn it.
No, it's somebody we don't remember whose name starts with Maury.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was one of the Ozarks.
Terry, anything you want to say or do or talk about with the greatest wizard in the land?
Did you hear anything from Aurelia
Kraken?
about...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kraken?
What?
Wait, hold on.
You're gone. Fuck you, fam.
I was going to ask about anything more about who she got the mark from. I mean...
She described it as a elf with horns. Like a lava man, if you will. Like he was made out of like magma or something. She found him glowing in what she described as an anthill, which we casually refer to hell. Or one of them, I suppose.
Hell is an anthill? Does sound
Apparently,
about right.
that is first-person testimony to the realm traveler Aurelia. Yeah.
I have one more question for you. How did you gain your power?
I, the simulacrum, or I, the Ozark?
Well, I assumed the simulacrum was granted power by the Ozark, so
Yes.
I would guess I'm talking about the Ozark.
He became the best wizard, and gained lichdom.
But how did he become the best wizard?
You'll have to ask him.
Where can I put in a request? Can I send him fan mail?
No.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry.
You can talk with the tyrant if you want. I like to push all my problems onto that young man. I hate him so much. You don't understand.
What did he do to you?
Exist. He pats you on your back. Says, don't take that armband off unless you're planning to use it. Maury, we good? Are we good, Maury?
Broccoli.
Maury nods, and you'll never remember his name, but it was said this day. The ultimate gaslighting NPC in the world.
Man, I failed my saving throw again.
God, if only I gave Terry Intellect Fortress before I left.
It wouldn't have mattered. Terry, you can head on out and spend your long rest here if you want. There are transport ships still running to Thorazor every day. And, you know, getting a little away time from your team is good for your mental health.
Well, half of them are here anyway.
Yeah, but you can still go away from them.
You won't see Fen.
Fen, you have been kidnapped. No, okay. Let's do Coraline real quick. Coraline, the tyrant came to inspect and potentially overwhelm any magic that would have erupted in front of him or in his territory, on accident, of course, by Terry. Luckily, that never happened, so he is back on his throne in a semi-empty throne room. It's just him, his bodyguard. I mean, it's late at night right now, but...
Tyrant, I have terrible news. The most heroic ship in the fleet was lost. Not much more than a week.
Wait,
a week
Botable's
past.
ship went down?
Oh, jeez.
No, the
Oh.
Shooting Star, my ship.
You named it?
Of course, I named it. It's bad
That was
luck
an
to be on a
experimental unit.
well, it's bad luck to be on a ship that has no name.
It had a designation. If that it starts
Yes,
off.
it's. Anyways, we were on a very important scouting mission, totally legit, absolutely for the task force, and we were looking for leeches, flying around the swamp, looking for places to land to explore, and
Can you get out with it already?
giant leech monster shot us out of the sky from
Ah.
1,000 feet away. Can I have another one?
They gave us 16. We gave you 1 of 16.
Buddy.
Yes.
Coraline, you don't have the most... You don't have the best track record when it comes to airships we give you.
But I didn't crash this one. This one was shot down. You know, probably because it had no armor or weapons.
It is a transport craft, yeah. It probably... You don't want to really do reconnaissance and force missions with it.
Do you have a reconnaissance ship that's lying around? I could take one of
No,
those.
We are severely lacking in airships, which is why I will have to reject your... I don't even know what to call this request.
I would beg if it helps.
Oh no.
I don't want you to beg, Coraline. We don't have airships. We just don't.
If I happen to acquire one, would that be okay?
If you
Not
steal
one of
it,
Tolst?
no. Not from Tolst nor Thorazor. Sure. Because Thorazor keeps... They're militant. I'm casual with our military. I barely run it. But
I was just
Thorazor
thinking,
does not fuck around. They audit
they have
each
so
other
many.
constantly for fun.
they have so many. They might lose one in the grass. They're not very big. The tall grass can hide one.
If you
Okay.
cause problems, you're on your own. I can't protect you from here.
All right. I also didn't kill Seva, like I promised.
Wow. Good job.
Just a while.
I mean, it was hard, but you can ask Terry. He's
There
definitely
is
still alive.
an alternative, I think.
Undead. One of those ground vehicles with the gun.
No, Destry. They have some frigates still.
Can I steal one of them?
If you've managed to steal a frigate, I will give you permission to have that frigate under your command, yes. You might not be able to captain or crew it all the time, and it may get used for... They're not great to be honest. They're not the best in terms of fighting capabilities. Destry is using them for supply runs mostly. If you manage to snag one, by all means. I'll give you another captain's hat if you want it.
Excellent.
Good.
And she skips out of the room.
Okay. You skip out as Fen waddles in, I suppose.
Waddles. Yeah, he
Waddle.
waddles then.
Yeah, you waddle now. And the tyrant lets out a sigh. Hi, Fen.
Hi, Tyrant.
What's on your shoulder?
One of Hephaestus's arcane intelligences.
Can you come closer, please?
Are you gonna hurt him?
No.
What are you gonna do to him?
I'm going to inspect him to see if he's like Joy and is secretly stealing all of your magic to cast spells on people when they're not aware of it.
Oh, okay. He walks closer. Duty's trust. I trust Duty.
Duty says don't go forward. He's gonna steal me.
Duty. I don't go forward.
You don't go. You choose Duty over the tyrant.
Yep, I sure do.
All right, make me a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, that's a 4. All right.
Duty, help.
Fen, you are like, oh, yeah, this is fine. I'm just gonna stay here, and we're gonna talk about this some more. We're not in a, we're in a hostage situation now, and I'm the hostage. And then you just start walking forward.
Duty, help.
I can't. Give me control of your
God.
body.
I do.
All right, Fen, you go completely rogue. You feel an electric shock. You black out entirely. Your consciousness is gone for you in this moment. Let's go to the Thorazor.
Sorry, John. Can I poke my head back in a second?
Nope. You're skipping away, planning your schemes. And then you'll hear you will feel an eruption as John. Oh, my back hurts so much, Temmer. Why? Oh, my shoulders. Who in Thorazor, between Antois, Sever, and Thatch, want to do their little long rest real quick?
Can I do a quick one?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so Sever, wherever he is like laying down on like a plank, and he has like a quill and parchment. He's like doing the fuck, I almost said Picasso. Artist on his back. Anyway, Sistine Chapel. He's writing the
Michelangelo?
Michelangelo. He's writing letters to Smitty and Hodel, and I can read them to you, or do you want just the letter themselves to you?
I want both. That's what I really want.
Dear Smitty, greetings. I hope this letter finds you well. I don't write many letters, so if this is too formal, please forgive my lack of decorum. Actually, I hope you'll forgive many of my vampire faux pas. It's spelled like faux pas. I don't know what that is, but my teammate says I make a lot of those. In any case, I hope that from one vampire to another, we can become friends. I hope that maybe we can have a sit-down to discuss the war in Thorazor. I know you're not invested in a winner, but maybe the comings and goings I've learned during the war might be of interest. Thorazor is quite a nice place, with many interesting water features, and I had quite a fondness for the stuff in my life. Maybe we could talk about reservoirs of interest with one another. How do you get around Thorazor during the day? Personally, I have an aluminum chariot, and have been known to do a bit of tunneling myself. You can respond by mailing the Thorazorian military, addressed to me. Best wishes, Sever, Spawn of the Tyrant. And then there's another letter to Hodel. Dear Hodel, I hope this finds you well. Lack of decorum. I know that we've only spoken a few times in the past, and my behavior was offensive, when you have only helped me with my transition into the vampiric life. It is my hope to speak with you in person at your most convenient discretion. I don't have much to offer you, save a vampiric heirloom rapier. If that interests you, it's yours. But I hope that we can foster a friendly relationship between us. If you will entertain the idea of a meeting, please, just tell me where and when. You can respond by mailing the Thorazorian military address to me. P.S. It's been a year. What color do you think I should get my next suit? The one you gave me is wonderful, but keep in mind I have to slog through dirt and mud.
As you finish signing the name, obviously putting down Love Sever, Spawn of a Tyrant.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear a thumbling of lightning and thunder. You don't think anything of it at first. It is the stormy winter season? Is it? You think for a moment. It's not a blizzard out there. That's like rain out there. What the fuck? You head to a window in the middle of the night. Somewhere within the keep. And outside, localized in a small little thunderstorm, you look out upon the Thorazorian city. Lightning crashes. And then, behind you, a shadow, twice your size, glooms and glowers. Glowers? Yeah. As John plays organ music, you jump backwards, feeling Hodl's presence lurking within your shadow. Your letter in his hand, but also in your hand. There are two of the identical letters here, Sever. He reads it out. Love Sever, Spawn of the Tyrant.
Yeah, and Smitty made it very clear that you're not my grandpa, and that was a bit hard to take, but,
I'm your adopted grandfather, but he is my son.
Right. And he made it very clear I need to be using letters. How did you get a duplicate letter that I was right? Vampire shenanigans?
Always and forever. It is awkward whenever somebody misspells and writes something addressed to me, when in actuality it's something else entirely. What's worse is I have several names I go by, each that automatically send to my mailing address.
Do you get a lot of, like, spam mail, don't you? Or, like, misdirected?
I used to have the pseudonym Father Christmas, unfortunately enough.
What's Christmas?
Some sort of pagan holiday back in ye olden times, when the veil was up and open. It was a great parting gift from Hephaestus, one of my oldest friends, to troll the ever-loving shit out of me. That
I'm
son
so
of a
sorry.
bitch.
I've heard that Hephaestus is an asshole, so...
He sure was. Yep.
Oh, are you here for this? I pull out my heirloom, my vampire.
No, I've long since abandoned the need for weapons. Though it is nice to see an old friend every once in a while.
Oh? Is it... Do you know them?
Hello.
I'm like...
The sword's hilt. Its handguard. This skull of a yawning portal. I believe it has ruby eyes within this weird, just murderous-looking guard. The mouth slowly closes.
Oh, God.
It's okay. Kaikani no longer cares for this weapon anymore either. It is yours.
I'm gonna write that down real quick.
You may know him better as King Cocaine Bad Bagels, but he used to go by Kaikani. Ha! We ageless beings! What's your next pseudonym? Sever.
I'm really not sure. Maybe I'll change my name later.
In a few centuries or so, once people forget about you.
Is there I want to ask you if there's anything that you need or you're interested in. I know you're interested in, like, that, is it Destry? No. Ugarestian, Kevlar? I have a friend from...
I think you want my forgiveness, is what I believe your letter was referring to.
Yeah, I do. And stepping towards that, I was hoping to do a favor, maybe, or find something to give you as a gift. But
It's
how can I achieve your forgiveness?
oh. The problem with being ageless, Sever, he grabs your shoulder, points out to the glass and the city before you that is currently in a localized storm. Or maybe it's just this window. You're not exactly sure. This could all just be an illusion, or a dream for all you know. He points out to the darkened city of Thorazor and states, "The problem with immortality is that if I wanted something, I had all the time in the world to get it already. The problem with being so damn old is always that you forget how to keep in touch with this world." It's a shame, Sever. I have no needs nor wants, save to deliver fashion upon all mortal men and women across the world.
Do So you need like inspiration, or you need like a bigger publicity? Like we could maybe get your face on like a bus or something.
No, no, no. I am a quiet tailor that moves our fashion industries all across the globe. But you must understand, there's no point if we share this entire world for all eternity to stay mad at one another. Yes, we get peeved. Yes, we get annoyed at one another. Maybe I wouldn't talk to you for another 3 centuries. But there is an arrangement between us pseudo-immortals that you should quickly learn of once you are done playing with the boy king.
Okay. Should I learn it now, or you'll give me a century or so?
Let's see how this God War plays out a little more now that forces are moving. There's no point in going through the whole rigmarole if you're just going to end up obliterated by a tidal wave sometime in the next 2 years or so.
Get you to the ocean from this kind of place. There's like a bunch of places, just like over there.
It
Like,
sure is.
Gestures towards the lake in the window.
Mhm.
It's like very strong. Don't want to go there vibes. But Smitty like set up near here. Anyway, that's his business.
It sure is.
Actually, would you be interested in speaking with the tyrant, or that's just not on your list of things that you'd like to do?
No, no, no. There's nothing that he has to offer me, much as in the same way that you don't.
Mm.
I did a favor for a friend and fellow immortal Ozark in your upbringing, but now that you are of suitable skill and health, it is time to watch the hens hoot, fly. I'm forgetting the turn of phrase, it's been so long.
Think hens lay? I'm not sure.
You're an adult, is what I'm telling you.
I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Huh? Well, I guess, oh, I'm hoping to start an underground empire someday, and maybe one day when that's working out, you can come visit.
Been there, done that. But
Oh,
if you need
Very
outfits, I do have the most stylish artisans at my disposal. And he just waggles his fingers.
oh, yeah, we could, my friend Coraline really got her, like, whole outfit ruined in the last time we hung out, so,
Well,
can I commission you? I've got some money on me. Oh,
unfortunately, I believe the Forge of Alvin is currently turning away all toll ships at the moment, including merchant.
Hmm.
You'll have to do some teleporting shenanigans, but if you manage that, sure.
Right, and this is part of that being an adult thing where I have to figure it out myself, right?
You have to figure it out yourself, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Okay. The last thing I wanted to say was, do you happen to know who the enemy is? I think they attacked the tyrant.
The enemy?
capital V.
Are you sure it wasn't undercase? The Hephaestus hasn't been seen in these parts for quite some time.
Oh, so Hephaestus is the enemy.
The one and
Um,
only.
Gotcha. Thanks a lot. Um, hmm. I don't think I have any bad bagel wine on me. I would could I mail you bad bagel wine if I get any? Because I want to like thank you for coming out here, but I don't have
I
that.
source my own beverages, but thank you.
Oh man, it's so weird trying to thank somebody.
Oh, before I leave, where's your horse friend? I've been hearing things
Oh.
down the bloodvine that, haha, that's a joke. The grapevine.
Yeah,
There's
because we don't drink wine.
a hunt going on. We're looking to
Oh.
scalp him. Apparently, he's the enemy of all the bad bagels now, and
Can
you
I?
unleash Necrodan upon the family. You know.
Well, there's two parts to that. The first is that he's dead, quote unquote. The second
Oh.
part is that his identity was stolen by that fey creature you don't like, and then his life was so bad that he gave it back. But he's dead.
That's miserable and pathetic. You should contact them soon and claim credit before somebody else does.
Should I write a letter or?
Do you have any of his belongings to be proof?
Oh shit! He died at the bottom of a fucking river. But the
Well-
river was I could walk in the river. Oh shit!
I think
We
a
have a
death
birth-
certificate might suffice.
I'll get
You
one of
task
those.
force members have such problems with your paperwork. It's hard to keep track of you all.
Hmm.
I suppose that
Uh,
was the point now that I think of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Hmm.
Come by more often.
No.
Because
He slaps you
okay.
in the face, kisses you
I-
on the forehead, and then vanishes into shadows.
because I like my grandpa. Alright, as I say to the empty room.
Lightning crashes, thunder booms, the storm suddenly ends. You turn around and sunlight! Oh shit! Run quickly away.
No, I limp away as my body's not fully healed yet. Okay, cool. Thank you. Alright, I'll send you the letters, by the way.
Yeah, do it. Okay. Who's up next between Antoine and Thatch?
Antoine, if you're ready, go ahead. You're muted.
Thank you.
Just like old times.
Just like old times. I'm sure Encho would be just relaxing, using the scrying, the crystal ball to scry on a few people. One,
Alright.
his father. So that's I'll type the spell, crystal scrying.
He fails immediately.
Okay, so I suppose no.
You want
worries.
to spy on your dad for 10 minutes?
Yeah, just.
At what time of day?
I suppose we'll do it in the morning.
He is asleep.
I guess I'll do it afternoon.
Alright, you do it again in the afternoon.
Yeah,
Alright, you're gonna do this multiple times a day, right?
sure. Yeah, I just
Alright,
want
he
to
fails
figure out
again.
how the island is doing.
In the afternoon, he is up and about. He sleeps in usually till around 1 p.m. Because he drinks basically all night with everybody. Now that it is winter time there in Vitolst area. It's not as bad as it is in the city, so, if you're in the country. Like, there's still some movement you can do, but most people are just, like, holed up in, like, this great big mix between, like, Nordic and Polynesian hut building, like, communal area, where a great big fire is constantly roaring. There's someone you saw briefly, that weird sorceress person who lingers about. Acts kind of like as an advisor to your father, who, I mean, you can hear him but it's all like boring, like menial talk of like, oh, how's your winter been going? It's, oh, we've been trapped in this place for fucking 90 days now. There's rumblings. This is like the first real winter Mokapunians have been having here in Tolst, and being trapped inside for so long, they get bored quite quickly. The kids love it because it's something new, and you can attack people with snow now without facing consequences, which is great.
Cool. If that's that, I don't get any information on the sorceress.
No. You don't scry on her. You scry on your dad.
Interesting. Okay. Well, after that, I scry on the force updraft. I want to see if they're still polluting.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Fuckers. All right.
You don't even need to scry on them to see it. They were bragging about it in their reports. Like,
Yeah, they were, weren't they? Well. All right. There's that. And next, I want to see Lychee Dan. I want to see if he figured out what's going on.
I believe he will pass your saving throw. Yeah, he passes.
Oh well, it's a 17 by the way. Since the
He passes.
yeah. Oh well, can't see that. Knowing this and knowing that I didn't get through, he knows he's been scried upon probably, and that's it. Don't see anything else. Anyone else I need to scry on immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
just
don't
relax.
want to scry on the tyrant to see him to get your medical examinations done.
I know that will fail. Like I already know that will fail. Why even bother doing such a thing?
What about the horse? Your ex-husband.
Yeah, do you want to try to scry on your horse? As we all start feeding you information.
Yeah. Well, I already like in game he thinks he's dead. Like out game I know that so I won't
There was
play
no
that
corpse.
Out of
I
game,
won't
no
play
one
that out.
knows. What? Alright. Any other like spell learnings you want to do? You have 7 days. This is like 10-minute intervals. I don't want people
Could
to like
I-
abuse the crystal orb, but yeah.
Could
doesn't
I
take too long to
learn a
scry.
spell?
Potentially.
Oh.
You have 7
Then-
days. That's 1d2 per level of spell. You potentially learn a third one, no matter what.
All right. Could I give Arcane Eye a shot?
Roll me a 1d100. You are at 18 int still, right?
Yep.
Okay. You can learn it. Roll me. What's Arcane Eye? Second level?
Third, I believe,
Fourth.
or fourth.
Fourth. Okay. Roll me 42.
Antoine's learning from his late husband, divination all the way.
Or D2. 42. Yeah. You learn it within the week.
That was close.
Yeah.
That's a good magic miss. No, I'm kidding.
That's a terrible magic missile.
That is an awful magic missile. Okay. You can learn Arcane Eye. Please add it to your spell list. Change your spells prepared as your long rest ends, as it becomes Thatch's turn.
Thatch is going to do some exploring around either the muster field or around the castle and start checking in on some supplies for the war. I do have the good old military rank feature
Uh-huh.
where I'm not going to try and extort supplies or try to actually get control of a vehicle or something, but I want to kind of take a look and see if a couple things are prevalent in the area around Thorazor. Do the Thorazorians have explosives?
They do, yes. They are not like... They're like dynamite, not like C4.
Right. So nothing that you could like remote detonate. It's just you light it and you throw it and it goes.
I mean, you can remote detonate dynamite. It's just a piece of shit. Like, there's this
Sure.
cord you have to run. Then a plunger.
Right. What about? I know that I learned to parachute here. Do they have parachutes in abundance or no?
No, they don't.
No.
They've moved away from throwing people out of planes due to the fact that they're on the defense. Counterattacks are great, but leeches and boars don't hold ground, nor do they have like fixed like defenses. So,
But it seems like the Blazing Star people might be.
yeah. But they're too
Are there-
fast to catch with a parachute.
Right. Are there a whole bunch of excess parachutes just sitting around then?
Oh God.
They're not sitting around, no. But I mean, you can find your way to like one of the muster fields depots and find a couple. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're expensive to make. Parachutes are made out of silk.
Yes.
And, you know, it's Thorazor.
Thatch has the beginnings of a plan working around his head.
Okay.
But that's something that, we have more pressing concerns at the moment. And then after that, he's going to try to find Just Meza when she comes back.
When she comes back, you can find her. She is tired. She quite literally went to Tulse, stayed there for the night since it was the night when she got there. And then something happened with Fen, which she will tell you. She will hide that, actually. She won't tell you what happened to Fen.
I'm not concerned about that. I'm sure Fen is fine. No
Yeah,
worries.
Fen's great.
Yeah. But I will go into her office and I will ask her for some assistance. While we were out in the swamp area, we, as I'm sure you have heard by now, found a Hephaestus tower.
Yes.
And I found this sword. It seems to be my destiny. The last time I brought it... Seems that way. The last time that I brought a powerful sword to Tolst, it disappeared. I'm afraid I don't trust it, Stark. But I would like to learn more about it.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can help me? It seemed to react violently to Sever. I perceived visions about the Night Haunter. And it broke my connection to him.
It broke your connection to Sever? How is Sever alive? He's gonna starve to death.
I've been telling him that he needs to gather more people to follow him. He seems to say, sure, he'll get around to it. He always seems to push it off on the back burner. I don't know why.
That's because he's a good person. He doesn't want to enthrall people.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid while I'm holding on to this, I can't help him. So he's going to have to learn how to help himself.
Have you tried?
To reconnect, you mean?
Yeah.
No, we haven't. Perhaps I'll need to learn more about this sword, because, I don't know, I had some malevolent thoughts toward him while holding it. I'm not sure what's going on with it.
Has anyone identified it?
No. Are you able to do so?
Yes. I'm a wizard.
Could you please do
Doesn't...
so?
Have you not... I'm surprised you didn't bring this to Antoine.
I would have brought it to him, but he is, well, he seemed busy. If you want me to go to him first, I can.
I mean, I'm here. I'm not... It's 10 minutes, right? I'm just wondering if... Well, I'm concerned. Is there, like, a communication thing?
No. When I...
Thatch, how's the team doing? Like, morale-wise?
Well... They're doing okay. They're not doing great. The last fight we just had, amazing. Our cohesion in the heat of the moment was sound. But everybody seems to have their own objective. Coraline just wants another airship. She wants it so badly. More than anything. Except for maybe Rick Silverback. I can't tell what Fen wants. I think Fen just wants pure chaos. If I can think of the craziest and least responsible thing to do in any moment, that's exactly what Fen will do next.
Well, that's initially why we took him on, so that we could send him back to Ugarest, wow.
Ah, he's been a gem. Without him, we wouldn't be able to. We wouldn't have done as much as we have. I just can't predict what he's going to do. I predict it'll be unpredictable. Anchoa seems better. He was angry until we met the elemental, and now he's not as angry. But he still seems a little distant, and he has his own priorities. Terry has a mark bomb of death on his shoulder. I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah, that is true.
And then Sever seems to want to look out for everybody else, but not for himself. Maybe we need to recollect and refocus.
Maybe.
I'm worried, though, that if I try to push them in one direction, that they won't be able to use their own talents and keep their own ideas. I've tried not to forcibly direct them, but it seems like we need direction.
They look to you as their leader, Thatch. You are the eldest amongst them, and also the most... I don't want to call you infirm, but part of you needs help, and that endears you to them, at least slightly. Maybe not for Fen, since he's just been around, and he is an insurgent within our ranks.
I figured as much.
But if you're not there to direct them, then they will go their own ways. And then we won't have a team, as it were.
Take your words to heart. Perhaps as we learn more of these conduits and Leashy Dam, we will have a firm direction.
I see.
Nothing brings people together like crisis.
She nods.
Anyway, also, do you have any way I can maybe sheath this? I've literally been holding it in my hand for the past, maybe 4 days. And
I don't know. Really have you considered getting a sheath for it?
I mean, it's it has shards that just kind of, magically hold themselves together. I think it can sheath it? I don't know. I've been scared to.
Why don't you put it on the table? And she just knocks everything off the table. Because she doesn't want to deal with it. Mm-hmm. You put it on the tabletop. As you let go, the energy within the 5 blade shards fizzles out. It goes still, like the shards of Narsil in Lord of the Rings. She will pull out the pearl. Every wizard has a pearl on hand to cast the first level ritual spell. Identify. Other than all the benefits that I have told you, does anyone have it in their spell list? Can you just click it in chat for me so I don't have to?
Identify?
Yeah, just throw identify in.
Anchoa should, I think.
Yeah, Emmer's got it.
Thank you so much. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature through the casting, we don't care about that. This isn't a creature. If it is a magic item or some other magic-imbued object, you learn its properties, how to use them, and whether it requires attunement to use. So you know that this works like a ring of freedom of movement. So, well, I don't need to go over that. People can look that shit up. It also acts as a +2 longsword, which you have been using to great effect. It is broken. Clearly, it is shattered. The enchantment that was within the blade has been physically broken. The magic remains. It can, in theory, be put back together, along with the physical blade that would act as its medium. The fact that it is shattered, but still holding and acting like a longsword, is magic not seen nor replicatable by Ozark. Who, I mean, he can quite literally make as many magical +1 longswords that he wants. He just doesn't because it takes too much time. And gold. He doesn't care, too. Anyway. Whoever made this weapon was both a master smith and master enchanter. And that is somewhat concerning. She recommends that you get this legend lord if possible. Potentially even used in that shrine that was recently rebuilt.
Didn't that shrine destroy items that were used on it?
Well, I mean, do you need the hilt? Is the hilt magical? It looks like the blade. I mean...
I could take something out of the hilt, like a gem or something. Alright.
I would look into
what
this.
can be done to fix it?
As to the sword you first talked about, Ozark still has that. He is holding on to it in cases of emergency, such as when it is time to kill something that needs a +3 legendary longsword to do. It would be imprudent, I suppose, to run around with the most powerful magical items when you don't need them to fight leech monsters. I don't think he'll care about this one.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
You're
Are
welcome,
there any
Fetch.
other interesting news or areas where we could be useful here in Thor Resort?
I mean, we can't catch the... Even if we do catch their angelic force, they together can cripple ships. We have no way of, like, counteracting them, except through mass interceptors. Like, whittling them away. That is where Thor Resort's struggling right now. The West is kind of stable, and now that we assume that they're trying to corrupt the second primal elemental on this part of the continent, which is rare.
Yeah, Norm. We talked to Norm, and he told us that was classified information. It wouldn't give us any information on it.
Well, Norm's a law-abiding citizen. Takes his job seriously, despite his doofus nature.
I'll give the man a chance, but I'm assuming that the other primal is here in the lake, near the city.
She nods.
Has there been any problems with that one?
Which one?
The one near us, here in the city.
No. It's on side. There's... I'm not supposed to speak of it, but I'm not as professional as Norm is. I don't know if you know your state's, like, leadership history, but one of the first things they did when moving here was make a deal with it. I mean, you don't think, like, steel, coal, and iron just comes from nowhere, right? They're innate. Thorazor's an industry powerhouse. They couldn't just dig that up without getting some sort of agreement from the one who is making those metals.
Does make sense. Do you have any idea what the leeches might want, other than to make a deal? What the leeches might want with the other primal, other than to make a deal with it?
If they corrupt it, I mean, that entire section would could be manipulated further. If you control an elemental, like, actually magically combine it, you can destroy the terrain. You could reshape the continent quickly, too. Why we warn people not to fuck around with them so much, and why we're hesitant with Anchois, or I suppose allowing Anchois to make his partnership, is because it's not I want you to reshape your area of the world kind of deal. Can you imagine if half of your country just shifted like 4 inches to the left or right? It would be near cataclysmic.
Understood. I think that is all for now. Thank you for your time. I appreciate
You're welcome. You leave. And we cut back to Fen real quick.
it.
Hi, Fen!
Hello.
You gave your body over to duty. A
Yep.
creature who hasn't been in a body for quite some time. I'm gonna roll a luck dice, and I want you to tell me highs or lows.
Lows.
You want lows, okay. That. I can't tell. I think it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a 9 or a 6. I hate this stupid dice. It is a 9,
No.
yes. So close to the middle.
It's
I will tell you, Duty does not want to be involved with the Tyrant at all. The Tyrant wants to be involved with Duty. Because you just brought him into his country. Your vision blacks out.
John is thinking.
evidently.
There's an entire battle going on in his. He's like imagining it.
Alden, how attached to you are his Fen?
How attached am I to Fen?
Yeah.
Look, this is the last of the gas I got in the tank when it comes to characters. I put a lot into Paradigm, and now I put in a lot into... I put about the rest of it into Fen. Man, the next one is just gonna be a fucking kobold named Ball of Lightning.
Oh, God.
And it's just gonna be some shitter.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that either. But I also don't like you holding yourself hostage in my game.
I said I do want to see that.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do want to see that. So, Duty cannot use you immediately as a arcane focus to teleport himself away. You are an admin, so he would have to rewrite the EULA and then have you wake up temporarily and accept that new designation as you are moonlighting for him. The Tyrant is, in fact, the Tyrant of Tolst, and you are within Tolst. I want to respect the 9 I rolled, but narratively, you guys are kind of fucked. You are in the... You picked a very poor location to suddenly go rogue. Like, directly right in your boss, surrounded by his entire fortress.
Well, I mean, he's literally coming for me, an insurrectionist who has something that he definitely seems to want. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be like, yeah, take it.
Very true. I think your consciousness will come back at a later time. Duty will be gone. Just gone. You don't know where he went. He's not on your shoulder at all. That's what gone means.
I'm sad.
And you will awaken in, I suppose, your room? Your bunk room?
I took Paradigm's old room.
Yeah. So you're on a horse bed.
Some straw, in other words.
Some straw. Yeah, you wake up an undetermined amount of time later, and Duty is gone.
I saw it coming. I try to go find the tyrant.
You find him. He's doing his court thing.
I just kind of... Is he, like, seeing people at the moment?
Yeah. He does that during the day. He would have slept.
I just kind of, like, wave and...
Yeah.
Make it obvious I want to talk to him about what the fuck just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And just wait for whenever that is.
Alright. Well, that's going to be later in the night then. When you are summoned.
Or just kind of ask him, so... What... Did you? What? Is Duty safe? Is he okay? He was kind of my friend.
No. No, he wasn't.
Fair enough. Okay.
He was an arcane intelligence made and designed to end the world. We're not just going to give that to you.
He seems so reserved.
They often do. You don't know about Joy, the one we had to imprison. We had to imprison a wand. Do you know how stupid that is?
It sounds stupid.
Yes. She convinced the gnome wizard, Ebor, that she needed to be protected at all cost, that she was going to be stolen from him, and that she basically manipulated him into being a pawn of hers in exchange for a spectacle of magical power.
Duty didn't offer me any of that. He
Yes,
just told
but
me
he
he wanted to see
hijacked
the
your
world.
body and tried to mold you into a monster in front of us. Luckily, these windows, and he points to the windows, aren't real. They don't go anywhere. They're just stained glass straight into concrete.
Wait, there being windows? Okay.
These windows aren't real. You know we're in like a demi-plane, right? We're not. It's magic. Don't
I
worry
figured
about it.
from the weird light spells in the windows.
The repeating hallways is the most impressive trick. Anyway, he was a creator. He made things.
Yeah, he said he made the tower that we were in.
The enemy,
and the visions.
Hephaestus, often used living, sometimes not living, and including the dead. There's like spirits and shit, like ectoplasm, into monsters. They had workshops to do this. Randy, the big floating one, I don't know if you've ever been to Randy, but he has a way to manufacture undead monstrosities made out of still living people. It is horrible, horrifying, and you gave this thing apparent permission to do this to you?
Well, I thought he was my friend. He said all he wanted was to see the world, and that seemed simple enough.
Fen, you are being pitied right now. Quite clearly. No insight check needed. It is a how could you be so trusting pity.
This is a kid who was literally indoctrinated into a group of people who was working out of a sewer to work against the Ugarestian government.
Yep. Fen, don't make deals with people that you can't vet.
Fair enough.
What was this thing going to do? Give you a reference? He participated in the destruction of the world. This entity, it's not even alive. It's not a human. It doesn't have a conscience. It does things. And it was designed to kill people en masse. It almost and had a hand in the near destruction of our world.
What if that was necessary, though? What if the world needs to go away just to bring back itself anew?
That's not what it was designed to do. You can read what the Discovery team has discovered in their many pursuits within the Hephaestus, or you could talk to Sever.
That's a war of attrition, talking to him.
You could try to have a conversation and be a little more open-minded. Lest you become the authoritarian you wish to usurp in Ugarest.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Before we're done here, I actually had a question for you. You know
Okay.
anything about an amber-eyed snake?
An amber-eyed snake?
Yeah.
Give me an insight check, Fan. God. If you... I don't know if you can bardically inspire... Oh, 22.
I can't.
1 second.
The tyrant actually has to roll for this.
Yeah, it's not that low. What's it called? Hang on.
Deception?
No.
Is that what it's called?
No, it's not.
Hey, if you want me to roll a deception, I'm good at those.
Quit metagaming, guys. I need to look up something, okay? Just leave it at that.
Hey, John.
Stop it. Stop doing it.
Okay.
I promise, it's not bad. It's worse.
It's
It's worse than bad.
the tyrant's not good at lying of all things.
There we go. Okay. Fen, you say, do you know anything about a amber-eyed serpent? The tyrant looks at you as if you're being silly, asks if don't most snakes have yellow eyes, or
Wait, he says this, or he just
yeah,
looks at me like this?
he looks at you as if he's never seen a snake before in his life. Like, is that not a common trait amongst them? Am I thinking of cats?
An odd response from someone like you, but
Is it? Animals
I'm
don't
not
like me, Fen. I don't go out of my way to see them.
I've seen my fair share of snakes, and no,
Oh.
their eyes are usually dead and black,
Oh.
much like fish. Fenn's obviously lying. He hasn't seen a snake until he got to that island.
Yeah, all Ugarest has quite literally just been no snakes at all. I'm now Googling. Yeah, okay. Surrounded by yellow green eyeball. Alright. Like, okay, well, weird question. Does this have something to do with the psychiatric report that I was recently given?
Yeah, actually,
Did you?
I went to the moon.
You went to the moon.
Mm-hmm. I touched an orb of pure arcane energy that was condensed within a lake of a primal elemental's lake on a ley line. I saw the shape of the planet. I saw that there were no true stars in the sky. And then I walked through a curtain and met a giant serpent who told me it was a mistake for me to be there and told me that this was all a dream. And I just can't bring myself to believe that all of that was that.
The tyrant is stunned. He does not know what to say. I guess he looks at you in actual concern.
I saw the shape of the planet.
What did it look like?
Constantly shifting. Never staying the same. Like an Ouroboros, almost.
I think you need to talk with a wizard or a doctor, Fen. Everyone knows the world is flat.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm just repeating what Bruce said. That is very much out of my wheelhouse. I'm going to recommend you go on medical leave for a little while so that we can figure out if... I mean, you breathed in an elemental. I know that you drowned underwater.
Yeah,
So,
after I touched the orb. And then Duty saved my life by sending out an SOS.
that was not written in the report, but okay.
Surprising. He says with a deadpan look on his face.
Either way. Man, I wish Antoine was here.
First time the tyrant said that.
Yeah, seriously. Stay on base. Don't do anything rash.
I'm not gonna not go back to with the rest of my team. I hope you understand that.
Yeah.
They need all the help they can get.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But until I know that you're not ensorcelled still, you're more of a liability than you are a asset. Don't worry about it. Coraline, this happened to Coraline like 9 times. Okay, she was gone for
Oh,
like...
so you're gonna put me in a fucking isopod for 3 years?
No, that was the Ulatheans. And they don't care about you. So. I care about you. At least enough to have a doctor look at you. You could have been, like, seriously injured without your hit points taking damage. You know that, right?
Oh, I understand that my mental stability can be injured.
Okay.
Or take a hit. But I don't think my faculties are out of order.
Okay. Here, go talk with the Greater Chemical. Have you ever spoken with him before yet?
Not in the slightest, but from what I hear, it sounds like he makes things worse than he does better.
What do you hear? He makes potions that people pay for.
Surgeries, potions, absolute alterations of
Do
the
you not
body and
believe in
mind.
potions, Fen?
Or maybe I don't believe in altering your body and mind at a whim.
As a meta level, I really enjoy this because Tyrant, the flat earther, believes in potions, but you, the round earther, believe.
Round earther? I don't even believe the earth is round!
John, you're breaking your own rules right now.
A snake earther.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
getting close.
We're getting really close. I'm sorry. Thank you for keeping me honest. Either way, you need to be cleared for, at least to make sure you're not being ensorcelled. Hephaestus's magics have lasted this long, I'm sure. There's subtlety to it that you might not recognize.
Feel free to probe and prod all you want.
Okay. An Ozark simulacrum from the ceiling will descend upon a silk web like a spider. And will do just that. A written order sometime during this week, Antoine, will arrive to you stating that Fen's mental acuity and health is going to be your responsibility as the team's medic and doctor. Or you could refuse him to return and wait for a third party to do your job.
See, there's That's tempting.
It's literally just John deferring to the fucking
Yeah.
players.
Haha.
That's tempting. Character-wise, Anchois would see an illness in Fen and would not kind of want to throw him away unless he shows like he's endangering people. Like if he's endangering the rest of the team, immediately throw him away. But so far, he's kind of an asset. Like he fought quite like so far he's been, like he seems a bit crazy, but hey, different strokes for different folks,
Yeah. Will you take on this responsibility to make sure he doesn't get into any more shenanigans?
He will, he will.
Antoine.
Antro will.
Okay.
And he knows that I mean, player
And do
wise,
you,
you
Fen?
can't you can't hold Alden. Like Alden will Alden. Like player wise, I know this.
Brother, I got an entire calendar. If I just need to wait a couple weeks, fuck it.
Can't wait for the Kobold.
Okay. Terry, I want to come back to you, but I know we are over our time. Do we want to end it here and finish out Terry's downtime next week, or can we stay late, like 10 or 20 minutes?
I'm good to go.
I'd like to see Terry's
Okay.
downtime, but I don't know about
What
anyone
about
else.
you, Nick? Do you have a heart out?
If we could take like a 2-minute break for me to pee.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, man.
I mean, that's
we'll
what the
do it-
monologue with Antoine was.
True. If we want to just go around and state how our characters are feeling, we could do a little character catch up. See where we're all at. What about you, Thatch? You've been promoted to leader suddenly by Meza. How does that feel?
I feel like it's kind of the responsibility he had already undertaken, but having it sound official is kind of nice. He's hoping that all the investigation of this week comes up with clear and direct targets, and if not, he's got a plan working in the back of his head about how to maybe surprise the Blazing Star forces, but he doesn't know if it's going to work.
Okay. What about you, Sever?
Sever, his back hurts a lot, so he's in a lot of pain.
Same.
But I think he's a little bit worried about Meza because he doesn't think she's on the front lines, but she's like in charge of the Thorazorian War, and he needs to get back out there to do something. Also, I guess he's thinking about his agreement with Thatch and how technically he doesn't have to honor it, but he should honor it, and he's trying. Um, he's wondering what he should do now. Stay in Thorazor probably, but yeah.
What about you, Antoine?
Oh, he's thinking about what is going on that island with the sorceress, and he's just like, why can't I get a read on exactly what they're doing? He's just very suspicious of the whole thing.
Why is there a statue breathing fire all the time?
Jeez.
Oh, he knows that. I mean, he doesn't want them to turn away from the old gods and follow some sorceress's bidding or whatever the hell she's doing over there. I mean,
Fair and fair.
He's-
Charisma
he
casters
thinks-
are bastards.
yeah, he's just like, So that's a worry.
Okay. Well, Nick, you're back, so we're gonna ignore the people trapped in Tulst right now and come back to you, who is trapped in Tulst right now.
Hell yeah. All right, I had a couple of things that I wanted to do. The first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to set up a meeting with the tyrant.
You do it. Fenn's managed to get meetings with him. So too has the tyrant. Maybe since so many people are just out and about, he has more free time.
The first thing I would ask him is, do you think everyone has been, since I'll just sort of gesture to my arm covered in all these magical wraps, everyone has been questioning whether accepting this power was a good idea. Do you think everyone from my team to Jost Meza just freaked out the instant, they learned of it. Do you think it was a good idea for me to have accepted this?
Do you vote?
No, I've heard your vote. Shut the fuck up.
Nice. The tyrant lets out a sigh. I don't trust things that are given to me. I trust in the transactions I make with people. I don't know exactly what you traded, if you did, or if this was a gift. But when it comes to magical people, in general, if someone wants to give you something for free, there is often a hidden cost. We've only seen this creature's gifts when it activated on its own. From the reports that Anchois and the late Paradigm gave, it was a highly destructive combination of fire magic that obliterated, did not leave a single trace of Rembrandt or Aurelia behind.
Certainly this is something of a risk. I agree to use such a thing.
That being said, whatever this creature is and his role against the Foul Ones, he has clearly been doing it for a long time. We have no way of researching this creature. He is that old. But apparently there is a lava guy in hell attacking our enemies. And we are not in a position to refuse anyone's help.
I agree. I guess this comes back to a more fundamental question that I have. And it's about you and your understanding. You've obviously climbed the ranks and become quite the powerful individual. Now, I know there was a book I'm not allowed to read that supposedly described how you've gotten here, but I don't really care necessarily about the details.
You speak of the propaganda hit piece.
Yeah. And there's probably, as there is in propaganda hit pieces, there's probably some truths in it that I could glean, but I'm not interested necessarily in the, this is exactly the action you took at this time. I want to understand more philosophically, right? How did you gain power? Because from what I've seen, working with this team, seems like all of it comes through risk, through taking something that won't necessarily work. And sometimes you see failures, right? You see Aurelia, right, get burned up by this power. But that doesn't mean that we can just not take the risks, right?
I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me, Terry.
Well, I guess my question is, how, what was your philosophy on getting to where you are now? How did you get here?
You understand that in this world people are not born equal. I assume.
Certainly.
I was created, not born. This is mostly open knowledge to the people in the task force, so let me dispel the rumor mill, as it were. An entity created me. An Ozark kidnapped me from that entity in its little game of keep away, I suppose. Or had me kidnapped, I suppose. But I was designed for greatness. Or at least, to my understanding, to act as a battery. Through manipulation and turning what was essentially a tool into a person, Ozark has given me a life. And from there, it was non-stop violence. That is how I gained power. Individual power. How I gained state power is by using what I was given and what I gained through violence for the betterment of my city. To the point where they now trust me enough to see them through this tumultuous time. My ambition was to help people. I wanted to be a representative of the law. I was, for a brief time, a spokesperson for a councilman here. That was it. I did not fly around killing spirit beasts. I did not go on covert assassination missions to other countries like a secret spy like you all do. I wasn't a part of an army.
Interesting.
I did not ask for this, Terry. And if it was up to me, no one would even know my name.
That would be a shame.
He lets out a sigh. I don't know why you're asking me these questions, but I have tried to be as honest as possible with people. I understand that just due to the way we're all positioned in this game of war, that I might come off as a hard ass and bitch out your team, but ultimately I care that you succeed. Because if you fail, many people you don't know will suffer. Because I can't protect everyone, even if I want to.
I had one last question for you. We know the cohort of the Blazing Star has done a lot to attempt to lure people into their fold, right? We've seen this, through the angel that appeared and spoke to an entire stadium full of people. We saw this through the vision given to me that pulled me in, for I was nearly exploded. Do we have any way of being able to contact or counteract or do something for these people who've been tricked or duped into believing you are a monster?
For the people who are being magically influenced, no. Not without counteracting the assumed enchantment. To the people who believe in their ideology fully, who are zealous without considering that they may have been fed a lie, it would be rare. We are long past the point of talks and negotiations because we never had that opportunity in the first place. To my personal belief, I think I am being used as an excuse for things blockaded from our world to return. Jerome has more or less stated this, and currently I am compelling him to speak the truth, because I don't care about a demon's word, and nor will, I suppose. Especially after what he did to so many of you. Jerome states, and has told me, that his goal is to prolong this conflict for as long as possible so that he can break free of the divine boot on his neck. That is the main reason he is helping us, and is just using an excuse so that his god won't instantly obliterate him the moment he is eventually defeated and sent back to his little hell. I don't know what the Divine Ones think of me. The Blazing Star people. I am their enemy. They don't care to negotiate.
It isn't too far out that I could have been one of them, right?
I understand this. It is lucky that you were, as rude as this is to say, weak enough for them to ignore you. Because a creature like Miros, I don't know if you know him, but he was a direct descendant of the Herald. Or at least down the line, distant descendant. And if she were to arrive when he was alive, he would likely have turned against us immediately.
Yeah, that's just why I want to, I want to give them every opportunity to see that they have been deceived, that they follow someone who is actively destructive towards their way of life.
Yes. But if your savior came down on burning wings of fire and light and told you that I am the enemy trying to destroy the world, I think it would be reasonable that people would believe them. If you did not have direct access to me to have this peaceful conversation, even you might believe that I am a monster, accumulating power to do whatever the hell they say I'm planning.
Yes, and if it comes to it and we have to kill them, I that's the way it is.
They don't really seem to die, is my understanding. At least the angels. Apparently this Tarquina has been banished, disenchanted, removed from this world before. Can happen again. To the mortals, I'm not sure. I mean, they can be incapacitated. They don't need to be killed. I'm not here looking to hunt them down. but it is a war after all.
Is there any way of contacting them, of contacting the rank rather than just the angels? Or
I mean, I can get on a megaphone if you want, but
a megaphone? What's that?
he'll show you this great piece of technology. It's also called the thaumaturgy cantrip. He just yells really loudly.
I could use one of these.
Go for it. I'm not stopping you. He hands you a megaphone, also known as a horn that has a thaumaturgy cantrip built into it.
Fen holds out his hand in expecting gold.
Then slaps you. Then you slap yourself. There we go. Anyway. Is there anything else, Terry?
No, that was all. Thank you for your time, Tyrant.
You're welcome. Terry, you leave. Did you get the answers that you sought?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Not fully, but sadly it seems the Tyrant is of a different ilk, and so maybe how he came to power is not easily replicable by the rest of us.
Probably not.
Unless I can go back in time and cause myself to be a created construct.
If only you were a wizard. That sounds something that's on Antoine's mind. As you leave. Fen and Coraline, I don't know where you're at emotionally, if we want to do a quick character catch up with you guys. Where you're at, what your thoughts are as we move on to the couple next weeks of war.
Alden, you want to go?
Oh, Fen just has he does. I don't know what you were getting at with that 22, whether I passed or I failed or whatever, but Fen just generally does what the Tyrant tells him.
Oh, your mic just switched on us. Hello? Oh, rip. We lost him, boys.
What?
We can't hear you all.
Alden.
We can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
The hell?
Oh, we
Oh,
can
there
Is
hear
you
it
go.
back?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
back.
My internet just fucking died for a second. Sorry,
Oh,
where did
Jesus.
it cut off?
You
Something about
something.
your 22?
You
Oh.
don't know if you passed or failed?
Oh, Fen more or less just doesn't trust whether the Tyrant. He doesn't trust anything the Tyrant says at this point. He doesn't know whether he's telling the truth or not, and he just very reserved.
Yeah.
He knows that he sounds fucking insane, but he also knows what he saw and what he felt. And he's trusting that more than just words of other people,
I see.
whether they be constructs or powerful or whatever.
That is fair, I suppose. Coraline.
Coraline's feeling better. She, in her mind, she basically got permission to get an airship by any means necessary. So like her room is starting to look like, you know, that meme where the guy from The Office is like pointing to like all these pictures and all these strings. Starting to look like that on Operation Airship. On the other side of her room, there's another smaller one. It's called Operation Sever. But both of them are written in Thieves' Cant.
Of course.
So they're not immediately decoded. I'll send you something that I'll probably want to do next week. I don't want to spoil it though.
Well, I have plenty of time ahead of me as we move on with our own adventures. Corin, I know we just went to you, but I want to come back and do a quick character catch-up and see where you're at. You've been cursed on your arm. Well, cursed. You've had a spell granted to you by something you don't understand. You just had a heart-to-heart with your boy Tyrant, which is something you don't normally get. Where is Terry at, emotionally, or... I mean, well, where are you
Mentally.
at?
He's in Tulsa, duh. Come on. I mean,
Oh,
what?
jeez. Man.
Yeah. He's happy that the tyrant sort of sees what he's saying in terms of these people being manipulated. A little bit unhappy that there's not really a good way to do anything for them, or he doesn't see one immediately. Megaphone's a start. Maybe he can try to rattle off a speech at them at the start of an encounter or something. He's gonna try to do something. So
Inspiring leader.
He really hasn't changed his thoughts on how to obtain power. It seems like for us regular folk, we have to take risks. We have to do something that separates us from the normal.
It's true.
The tyrant asked for caution regarding the deals being made, the powers being granted, but he didn't say that it was necessarily a bad thing, and some caution is due. So maybe he thinks that the tyrant is being a little bit too cautious, but at the same time, not entirely wrong.
See? Well then. We are in a mixed bag right now. We're down an airship. We have flyers in the sky. We have Lychee Dan in a swamp. Somewhere where there is a ziggurat. Luckily, we have things in the works. Some relationships that were thought gone forever seem to be building back up. One relationship that we did have is now gone, perhaps prematurely. We've got magical swords. We got magical spells and items. But can you all
duty.
end the war? Or at least win it?
God, no.
Probably not. But we shall see. Ugh. Next time on City States of Klovisa, I hope you'll have a plan, carry it out, and succeed at it.
Not our modus operandi, but we'll give it a shot.
We'll be seeing you guys later. For those of you watching the VOD and or the stream, we are doing the West March soon, called the Sea of Vipers, where we will be having a bunch of level 1 shitters going onto a beach and trying to survive in the Bronze Age / Classical period. This is in a part of the fantasy world that has never been explored before, so say goodbye to Klovisa. We have the deepest of lores, we have the neatest of aesthetics, and, of course, we've got mysteries and, well, mysteries abound, regardless of if we're just killing crabs for survival or not. More information to come there. Yeah. There may be another campaign of the works as well, where we do a more drop-in, drop-out kind of thing. Not so much a West March, but a more free-flowing narrative campaign set during the time when Hephaestus was preparing to end the world.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I have now renamed that era from the enemy incident to the Klovisa Cataclysm, which seems
better
to flow off the tongue just a little more. So if you're interested in that, keep a lookout, because it sounds fucking neat. Fuck you guys. Last and finally not least, everyone, please take home 2,000 more experience from that combat encounter that you guys had.
Not enough. 2,000.
Not enough at all.
And the
Say not
roleplay
enough.
experience
No,
from
I
our
have
downtime.
500 left. 500.
Look, man, that's more than we.
I actually
This
gave
is
you
the
some
most
for
we
that,
usually get.
This It's okay, thank you.
You're very
I'm
welcome.
not
500
complaining.
off.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
500 off.
We'll get there.
Man, that is a shame.
Well, you guys better go and find Leechy Dan fast and kick his ass in the past.
Or
we'll-
100 of his minions.
Yeah, or 100 of his minions. It's fine.
And then we can
We'll be
long rest
seeing you
together.
guys. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. And as always, don't die. Bye.